Thank you for joining us. This is Legal Matters. We're bringing you updates on all UK immigration law and also employment law. One share a day, keep ignorance away. You are blessed this morning. Thank you for joining us. As soon as you join us, share the program for us. One share a day. Yes, keep ignorance away. Today, we are going to be looking at GU settlement scheme, the shenanigans. I believe that today, with the way we're going to do it, I'm hoping that people will get a better understanding of what is about to happen from 1st of July and what people need to do in order to protect their interests. There has also been a recent announcement which I will be going through in relation to late applications to the EU settlement scheme. It was believed that, if you fail to apply for settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme, automatically you will become an illegal immigrant in the UK if you have not applied for the settlement scheme or the pre-settlement scheme. If you are an European national or a family member of an European national. There has been an announcement which I'm going to go through with you as to under what circumstances will you be permitted to submit a late application as an EU national or a family member of an EU national. So by all means, join us, stay with us, share the program so that people can also benefit from it. Because over the last couple of weeks, there has been a lot of announcements about people who potentially could become illegal, who may face removal and in some cases deportation from the United Kingdom for their failures to apply under the settlement scheme. However, there has been a new announcement. So today I'm going to come up with illustration of residence cards that was issued, and the fact that this is going to be phased off from 1st of July and being replaced by cards such as this. I'm coming up with an illustration so that people can actually understand what is happening. And also these new cars that have been introduced. So if you see the two, you could see a bit of difference. Okay, today I'm gonna take my time and illustrate all this so that people will get a better understanding. And also I will be showing you this, which is also a letter that is normally issued by the Home Office once you apply for the settlement scheme. We will look at the differences between European nationals and also non-European nationals. And when they make the application, what they expect to get back in return. There has been a lot of confusion, a lot of misunderstanding. So it's for this reason that I have brought this over to be able to go through stage by stage so that people will understand exactly what they will get once they apply for the settlement scheme and so on and so forth. After that, we'll be looking at late registration, because it was anticipated that those people who may refuse or who may fail to make an application by 30th of June, if they have not, what is going to happen to them. And it was generally believed that they will become an illegal immigrant and they may face removal and in some cases deportation from the United Kingdom. Hold and behold, Home Office have made announcement. I will also go through that announcement so that we will all get a better understanding of what the situation will be. That aside, we will also do the best that we can and bring about employment law. You'll be looking at some changes that is occurring and that is about to occur. Because if you know your rights and if you know what is expected of you as an employer, then of course no one can step on top of your rights. So we will be looking at that as well. And we will also be looking at immigration procedure, because many times, like yesterday, I was speaking to someone who said that, she's putting an application for naturalization and it's been nearly 2 years. And apparently, she hasn't heard anything. So it's important that we also understand the procedures, the rules and timetables and expectations. So that if your application has been given to someone and something doesn't sound right, then you know when to act and how to act. It's very, very important. So we'll be looking at immigration procedure from submission of the application to the decision making, and also, if you like, if the application is refused, the appeal process. What are the procedure? I will do the best that I can and go through all this today. As we know, today is our father, Prince Philip. Today is his funeral and it's also his burial. So I will do the best that I can and speed up as I can so that people can also watch it on their television sets. I also have to do a bit of a journey. So today I'm gonna do the best that I can and finish the program as much as I can so that I can also do my journey as much as I can. But you're still gonna hear from me anyway. Next week, I'll be doing the program. But maybe the background, the settings, everything will be slightly different because I'll be doing it from a different location. So by all means, bear with me whilst we play this song and also to share the program, because many times the complaint that we also get is that I don't get the link, lawyer, I don't get the link. So I have my phone here that I'm gonna send it to all those people on my link so that they can also join us. So I will encourage everyone who has joined us to do the best that they can to share the program whilst we are playing this song. So we thank you very much for tuning in. Share the program for us. Share the program for us. We thank you. Share the program for us. Kwaku Zigzagging, thank you for joining us. Holy Patricia, thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. Let's share the program. Let's share the program. Share the program for us. And thank you for joining us. Let's use the next 5 minutes to share the program, because it's very, very important topic today that we're going to be treating, that we're going to be looking at. So do the best that you can. Share the program to all your loved ones, because I believe this will be a blessing to them, because today we're going to take our time and explain the best way that we can for people to understand what is about to happen, because those who may not understand it or who do not understand, today will be is their day. Because it's very, very confusing area. And today we're going to be breaking it down. We're going to make sure that everybody understands and make a move. That's the way it is. The aim is to educate the masses. That is what we intend to do. Just don't be a listener, but be a partaker of the program. Moyakwa, moyakwa. Yes. Regardless of what the situation may be, there is always a way. Yes. Lumba, asamoyakwa. Yes. That's right. I say Odom Paso. Although you pardon me, Gino. Yes. And penny for say, dear Daye, Ecoson Yane Petri. Now, Ufie Quine, I was said, dear, Ubi, dear Etwa Wodiaso. Now, Abofra, Obesheninin, and that's Obeshenison, or started from Ninkra Brain. Assalamu alaikum, Alaji Sheikh Mumuni. Wherever you are, good afternoon, good morning to you. I believe and hope that you are chilling. And I believe and hope that everything is in order. And you're going to be hearing from me very soon through the miracle of DHL. La ilaha Muhammadur Rasulullah. So that is the way it is. Where do we start? There is a lot of confusion within our communities. And I will do the best that I can and explain it both in Chi and also in English so that we get a better understanding of what is coming, what is about to happen. And it is my only hope that this message gets across, that people get to hear the voice of reason, that people get to hear what we are going to be talking about today, so that they don't make the same mistakes, just like the generation before us. That is the Windrush generation. The Windrush generation people came in. By law, they had their papers, and therefore they were okay. As time progresses, the law changes. Some of them did not, unfortunately, move with the time. So what then happens? What happened was that they did not upgrade their documentation. And before they know it, it was too late. And then inadvertently, they became illegal immigrants in this country. It is for this reason that I am so passionate about this topic, because there are others who are fear-mongering, putting fear in people, spinning and making a bad situation worse for vulnerable people. So it's for this reason, and also courtesy of Mr. Penny Owusu, that I'm bringing you this topic today, because I'm going to make sure that there is understanding. Because once you understand it, you will know what to do. And when people become fear, once you fear something, that is where you become vulnerable. And once you become vulnerable, people can do what? People can take advantage of you. So brothers and sisters, those who have tuned in today watching me live, and those who may watch me later on due to work commitment, I will say to you, do the best that you can. Share this program as much as you can, because by sharing, you'll be saving someone money. By sharing, you will be empowering someone, because education is a form of empowerment. And once they know the truth, the facts from the fictions that people are spinning, then of course they'll be able to make rational and intelligent decisions. And intelligent decisions can only lead to progression of mankind. So it's for this reason that today I'm going to take my time with illustrations so that people understand exactly where we stand when it comes to the settlement scheme and the pre-settlement scheme. And I have taken time, if you go to my Facebook wall or Facebook page, I have set out what is about to happen, the history of the settlement scheme from the time that we come out of the European Union, what is going to happen from 1st of July, so that people will get an informed decision and informed information, so that they can make informed decision. So we thank you very much also for all your feedback, because when we get feedback from you, it directs us in terms of topics that we must treat. So we thank you all very much for joining us. And today, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to go through stage by stage, one by one, so that people will get the better understanding. For me, I don't like fear-mongering, and I don't want a situation where people are being scared and they rush to certain, dubious people and they take advantage of them. Like I say, if I get a penny and I am at peace of myself and my conscience is clear, I'd rather have that than to have millions of pounds and yet my conscience is clouded, my conscience is not clear. I'd rather have a clear conscience. you know. So for me, that is the way I lead my life, and I'm a happy spirit, you know. You know, what you see is what you get. I'm a happy spirit. I don't want to do, you know, anything that, you know, will appears to be taking advantage of someone. I'd rather stick to the law. I'd rather stick to my morality, and I'd rather do the right thing, you know. So it's very, very important that I explain this. Now, where do I start? I will start from a bit of the history so that I will build it up to now so that we get a better understanding. Uncle Ato Armstrong, good morning to you and thank you for joining us. And Mr. Yao Boatin, the gospel musician, also thank you for joining us. Kofi Mami, also thank you for joining us. I was on fast one no it's me Mawudi. It's Kofi Mami, baby, I will be around here in Mami Kate, also a donko, baby, I will be around and I pay my greetings to you. Let's start. Before 2020, 31st of December, we had something in place called the European Economic Area Immigration Regulations. And what that law said was that anyone holding European passport, not the whole of Europe, but those countries who were part of the European Economic Community or European Economic Area, EEA, their nationals could go to any of the signatory countries and do what? And exercise their treaty right. So that was the law. And as a result, a lot of our brothers and sisters who have traveled to Germany, Holland, and other countries in ages, you know, language is always a barrier. And as a result, they also wanted their children to have maybe English education and also better opportunities. So what did they do? They decided to relocate to the UK because before 31st of December 2020, United Kingdom was part of the European Union. And as a result, what they did was that they decided to do what? They decided to be part of it, and therefore they were able to come here and exercise their treaty right. And as a result, once they come to the UK, the law was that once they come to the UK, they could do what? They could also be joined by their family members to do what? To join them or to, you know, basically once they come exercising their treaty rights, their family members, that means their children, their spouses, their partners could be here with them. And in some cases, their grandchildren, their mothers and their fathers, their parents. So the law says that direct family members, direct descendants, they could what? They could join them as long as they are exercising treaty rights. And exercising treaty rights means working, going to school, self-employed or self-sufficient person. And as a result, our brothers and sisters, their wives were able to join them. So if you are European national and you come to the UK, at that point, there was no legal requirement to apply for registration certificate. There was no legal requirement at all whatsoever. However, the UK government said that it was convenient if they apply, so that in case someone asks them about their status, then they'll be able to provide some sort of evidence to show that they live in the United Kingdom. So as a result, most of our brothers applied for a card called the blue card. Legal terms, we call it registration certificate. This is the card. Before 31st of December 2020. So when you apply for the card, this is the card that you will be issued. And as you can see, in front of the card, they've written UK residence documentation for a national of an EEA state. This is what the card would say. Okay? Because of confidentiality, I don't really want to open the card for you to see exactly what is in the card. However, you will be issued with a card which is blue, and inside the card you will see something like this. Okay, you see this one here? You will see something like this. That was the, if you like, the visa or the registration certificate. So this is the card, or this is the inside of the card. It's a type of visa that you will see, and I'm pretty sure that you are all familiar with this. There was nothing wrong with it. And then we decided to come out of the European Union. So the UK government, under the withdrawal agreement, has introduced what we call the settlement scheme and the pre-settlement scheme. So what it means is that from 1st of July, if you are holding this card, it will no longer be applicable. This goes for European nationals, so we need to distinguish the two. Once I finish this, I will come to non-European nationals such as Ghanaians, Nigerians, Jamaicans, and so on and so forth. So this only was given to those people holding European passport. And for the purposes of this presentation, I will call them European nationals. They will apply for what we call the blue card or registration certificate, or if you like, residency card. That is the same thing. So they will give you this card. Fair enough. Now the UK government is saying this card, by 1st of July, it will be redundant. So the latest time that you must apply for settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme will be 30th of June 2021. So that means you have a grace period if you are European national and you have not applied for settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme. You are on your final journey. You must apply for one now. You must apply for one today. Because if you don't, come 1st of July, trouble. Telepathy. 1st of July, trouble. Okay? Kelela. 1st of July, trouble. So you have to make sure that you apply for either pre-settlement scheme or settlement scheme. Those who have been here for less than 5 years will apply for pre-settlement scheme. Those who have been here for more than 5 years or 5 years or more, they will apply for settlement scheme. Pre-settlement scheme, the pre-settlement scheme is 5 years visa, and then the settlement scheme is indefinite leave to remain. Yalla party, that's right. So it is important that we all understand this. And if you are European national holding European passport and you have not yet applied, please apply before it is too late. Okay? So that aside, so those who have applied, what do they get, or what would they get? If based on my suggesting today, this afternoon, you decide to apply, what are you going to get? If you apply, we call it upgrading. If you apply to get settlement or pre-settlement scheme and you are European national, you don't get anything else. You don't get anything. You only get what we call this letter here. You will get this letter. And this letter is a confirmation that you have applied under the settlement or pre-settlement scheme. So if you are European national, you are no longer going to get a card. You are no longer going to get a card. You are no longer going to get a card. All that you will get is this paper here. And if you have been living here for 5 years or more, you will get something called settlement scheme letter or settlement scheme visa. If you have been living here for less than 5 years, you will get pre-settlement scheme letter or pre-settlement scheme, certification. That's all that you get. So please, we need to understand this. Europeans no longer get a card. You simply get a letter. The letter will say that you have been granted either settlement scheme visa / indefinite leave to remain, or you will get pre-settlement scheme visa or limited leave to remain. And all that you get is a piece of paper that states that you have been granted settlement or pre-settlement scheme letter or visa. One thing about this is this. Once you have been granted the settlement scheme visa or letter, you could go to the Home Office website, and the site is View and Prove Your Right to Work in the UK. Listen to this carefully. Just go to Google and Google this. I will put the link here for you because I really want people to understand this. View and Prove Your Right to Work in the UK. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the link in the comment section, and I'm going to show you exactly what you can do to view your status in the UK. Or maybe you are at employment, you are working, and your employer is hustling you, and the employer wants you to give them your code so that they can check at the Home Office themselves. So I'm going to go through the procedure with you. That is the reason why today I say we are going to talk about immigration process. So as you can see, view and prove your right to work in the UK if you're a European national. So all that you need to do is to click on the view and prove your right to work in the UK. And then once you log in, once you go in, you will see a green button, and you will see start. A green button, and you will see start. So let's go through this so that people get a better understanding of how the process works. And for me, someone will say, why are you giving all this information out for free? It's important that I do, because if my clients understand it, the relentless telephone calls that I get also reduces. So it's important that I'm educating, I'm also saving myself time indirectly. So once you click on the link, it will take you to view your right to work. So you go to start right at the bottom. Once you press the start, it asks you, what identification document did you use to make the application? So if you use your passport, you select passport. If you use your national identity card, you select national identity card. That is for European nationals. If you're a Ghanaian national, you use your passport, you will say passport. If your biometric residency permit card, then you say biometric residency permit card. So whichever document that you use to apply, you take that particular document. So once you take it, if it's ID card, they say ID card number. If it's passport, they say passport number. You input that. And once you have input that, then the next question is, do you want us to send you verification code through your phone? Because when you are making the application, they will ask for a phone number or an email address. So if it is through the phone, you select a phone, they will send a code to that phone. And once you get a code, you put that code back into the system. And straight away, it will take you to the Home Office website, and it will show that Home Office have granted you settlement or pre-settlement scheme with your picture on there. So therefore, you can generate a code. Once you are in there, you can do what? You can generate a code. How do you generate a code? It asks you, do you want to prove your right to work to an employer? You say yes. And you say, what is the employer's email address? You put the email address in and you say send. As soon as you say send, it will send your employer a code as well as a link. And the employer can then take your date of birth and then click on the link, put the code in, put your date of birth, and it will take the employer to the same page that you were. And the employer will then be able to print a copy and put it on their file as a defense. So in case Home Office come for a visit and check whether people have the right to work or not, then they will be able to do what? They will be able to verify that. So if you are European, no longer card. Uye European near mekani si, mekani pi, mekani ti. No longer card. Yema wo card biem. Enti no yenuano yentie miye. De meka ye nyina ene saying, de meka ye nyina ne say before 31st of December 2020, and I say as at 31st of December 2020, yenuano ma omo ye European for omo kita European passport. Omo ba ohima kromo a ye fe ni Great Britain. Ese omo eba be sisi omo treaty right under European law no na emrane ma omo ho kwan. Ema omo de omo yire, omo maame, omo papa, omo yire ema, omo ankasa ma ena nanom etimi be kromo a ebeka omo ho. Na nada de etie ne say under European law no na omo so etimi apply for asetena ebo kromo ano. Na emrani mu de na emre bia ni wa e kire se chinchini a e was a European for no apply for any type of permission to be here, because under European law no na permission no is already granted. And therefore no na European for no na chese emre bia any omo so se chinchini a omo nya den omo apply for permission to stay in the United Kingdom. Na emom UK aban ema efutuo say a woman say emrano enchechire European for ese omo apply for any type of visa. Na emom sanka ebeye dia said ya obi enkotete wo mo ese ede na kire se uti kromu an ntino na omo apply for permission and ase omo apply for registration and e fe no registration certificate. Na sa registration certificate no se wo apply na de mawa say na etie before 31st of December 2020. And this certificate way embremo no na the feni registration certificate and that's a residency card. Na ebisoso feni blue card. And this we European near na ye the card we be na amount. Na eno echi no ana ye see a free European Union nimu say no yama ye grace period until 30th of June. And ti yenyan ma mukita sa card we be no by 1st of July sa card we enye adwuma bi e be free one mo. Enti na efutu ade ma ye nuanum nyina ne se yesre mo mamo meye another windrush generation problem ni bi. Enti se won apply for settlement scheme and as a pre-settlement scheme ma wonan emo woto ne fellow ya daako na onye de oni wudwuma emaw na emfa asomdwe emrew ene woma ene wonegere ene wabusuafo nyinara, because se 1st of July ba na se on apply for BBF no settlement scheme and as a pre-settlement scheme e de ohaw ana ebebrew na pre-settlement scheme no eye oma omatine kromu a eye more less than 5 years and I say beka say enfie num ase and I say from 0 to 4 years and I say 0 to 4 kakra bi abroso eno no o apply a ebe ma BBF no pre-settlement scheme. Na pre-settlement schemes ye de mawa ewo paper so eno anse paper no enie na paper no se de mawa ye mawo card bia enti so bi ka cho say uye European ni ye be ma card a oni akro no or the 4 ye wo 8 or the 6 ye wo 9 and or the 1 ye wo 10 enye sa netie oni akro no ye damn lying. Uye European ni a ye mawo card bia na emom omo nye Europe fo no to say Ghana ni, to say Nigeria ni, to say Togo ni, to say South Africa ni, what were European ni no. Ono na or apply for upgrader. I find a settlement scheme, pre-settlement scheme. Ono mom na ebe man a card bi ti say. This is the new card. Aba. Enti no sana etie na ye bedru omode so. Enti say we European ni esa ye ma sa let we ya. Eno kire say UK aban I recognize say one kasa no apply for pre-settlement scheme and asset settlement scheme. Enti to hu anamon na ebra lawyer dark ho na ebra be ye wodie se unye bia se wo ye European ni na wo free se wo ye bimpo na se wonti home office for nka na se a check akra menua be very careful because me hu European for be bra o ma dwene mu no o mo free se o ma ye and so on be ba me sha se me ecosystem ni mu no na o mo nye o ye first first steps na no officer wa wie because application oh ya ye nuanom yentie na yentie ni aso we eti asem aso we etie asem ye wo asem tie ane ye wo asem tie enti sa wo wen waso ene awie e ma lawyer da ko a ubetie ni ye na bekom na de be ya adwuma na enkofa asem mrew enti de make ne pempentimpen ene awie ne se wo ye European ni na wadwini mu no ufi se waye na se unti home office for nka unya email bia say your application has been submitted onye and as a process in one way because me who countless of European nationals who have contacted me on my dream no mfi so maye and so me gi details that me call system ni mo no first step and maye na your application na first step no your application na e be send the first email e be kire say what set up account. Na enkrofo bebre e take that to be say a confirmation say o maye ye nuanom ye ya hweye baby a ebi mu gina no e ho otoro baby a ebi mu gina no me say e ho ede e ho otoro na mpanimfo se bomochichi efri ensuo ase e be ka cho say odenchem ewu aye ni na chini lawyer dako de mehu na meka de mani hu ana medi hu adanse menye windra generation menye mistake ese wa ya ade no e wa bra wo ye se ufi se wa ya ade now go back to your emails check to make sure say we receive confirmation email from the home office that says say your application has been submitted nyanto bo ase ne read ni ye na ti ase yi because enya sa oti ho eti ho na afei no ababe ya asem na ye hia as we go through, I hope so you get a better understanding of where I'm coming from. Eti yenuanom meant na ho ema enfofo ema ye wo kwae. Na se uni akokudru a wo ye den e de koto ekoye wasen kwan. Enti no de beti aka ni se ma woni mre se unye bia to anamon ma wonan ema woto ene awie Monday for Justice and Law Solicitors to anamon bra na yenye ne mfa so dwe mre enye sika gina na edi bantama bafo ane ka nasem obiere sika ehye obi botom nasem an spendia oso bebe enye bi enti no menua to anamon na bra me enye ma ade a enye wo field enye wo field don't try it enye sa ede asem bebrel enti de meka ne se yenuanom ye taking it serious ye serious about this na ye mo ehomodin se yaye anase efi se yenye na yenye sure be very careful. So your application is so very important. Home Office will confirm say your application has been submitted. On top of that, certificate of application. I am not certified say your application is pending. They are working on it. And send a decision number, the outcome. I'm friend status outcome. And to say officer why na say a check a crana process when na unya hwea to an among Brahim Justice and Law Solicitors. Na yentu anamo na yenye ma na mfa asumdwe emre oni ofiefo enti se wo ye Europe ni a mumu process no no na se wo ye Europe ni na se wo ye Ghana ni na emo mo ware Europe ni a wososo no enchiase no edesen me be nyanto bo ase na once again ma bone tofa na makom one by one said ya musum betemase yi said ye nim no before 31st of December 2020. Say, oh, you're Ghanaian if you're a Ghanaian or any other nationality and you are married to European national. The requirement was that once you marry to European national, you apply for residency card. The residency card, once again, is like this. If you are non-EEA national, they will not give you this card. But instead, they will give you a visa like this. This visa here. And you say, you family member. In the olden days, they will mention the family member's name. But I would say from 2004 up to 2020, it was a vignette visa like that, which they would have stated EEA family residency card. If you get permanent residency, it will say permanent residency card. That is fine. However, because of Brexit, the UK government, under the withdrawal agreement, has announced that everyone must do what? Must upgrade their residency card. It does not matter when it was issued. If it was issued 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it matters not. Times are moving, times are changing. You still have to apply for settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme. You ought to apply. So when you apply, once again, they will give you a letter like this, which will confirm either your pre-settlement scheme visa or settlement scheme visa. So we call it status outcome letter. So this is what you'll be given. And if you do not have a card such as this, as you can see, this card, they've written family member EU, family member residence, work permitted. And when you look at the back here, I will try and show you this to you. When you look at the back here, you see what they've written? Because of confidentiality, I need to cover that. When you look at the back, they've written EU right to reside. So all those people who made application before the settlement scheme was introduced in 2019, they will give you a card like this. This is where the confusion is, and it's important that you pay attention to what I'm about to say. They will give you a card like this, which is EU residency card. Now the government is saying, as at 31st, everyone should apply for settlement scheme and pre-settlement scheme. So now the policy is that if you have a card like this, and they've written on it EU family member or EU residency card, and you apply for the settlement scheme, the UK government will only give you a letter confirming your rights under the settlement scheme. The UK government will no longer give you another card if the validity date, i.e. your card is still valid. So for example, the card that I'm holding here, let me show you the issuing date and the valid date by way of illustration. So as you can see here, this card, the issue date is 2nd of February 2017 and the expiry date is 2nd of February 2022. The UK government is of the view that since you have a valid card and this chip here has been updated to reflect this, there is no need to give you another card, which is this. And therefore, as long as you have this card, unfortunately, which has been issued under European Union law, UK government say it costs money and therefore they will not give you another card. And therefore, the UK government will only give you a letter to confirm that you have also applied under the settlement scheme. If any of the authorities scan this card, okay, they are not going to see this information. They are going to see this information on this letter because the information here under the chip, in the chip, has been updated to the new settlement scheme. And therefore, any authority that will scan this card will see your new status. Now, the problem is this. As a layman, I don't have a scanning machine to scan this card to see that you have been granted settlement scheme visa or pre-settlement scheme visa. So if you give me this card, I can only make assumptions on what I see here. This is where the confusion comes in. So you will be telling me that you have applied for settlement scheme. I will say that no, you haven't, because what I see here is EU family member. So the difficulties that people are going to have come 1st of July. If you are holding this, you are looking for a job, and you show it to a potential employer. If the employer doesn't know much, all that they would think is that, hold on, this visa says that family member, EU residents, work permitted, valid until 2nd of February 2022. But we are out of the European Union, and therefore it's not valid. So some people may not tell you. Instead, what they would do is that if you're looking for work, they will just put you aside. I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen, but potentially this is what's going to happen. Why am I saying this? Because a nurse who went to Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta Airport, when he got to the airport, she was holding this. And they will not allow her to board the plane. This is the problem. This is the confusion. Parliament, they have lobbied the Prime Minister that this is causing confusion and it's going to cause discrimination and a lot more confusion. So why can't you just give this card straight away when people apply for settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme? But in all walks of life, politics, economics goes hand in hand. The Prime Minister is not prepared to automatically issue this type of card to anyone that apply for settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme. And as you can see here, this card, they've written EU settlement scheme. You see this? EU settlement scheme. It does not say EU family member. Let's look at the difference. EU settlement scheme and EU family member. So that is the difference. So therefore, this settlement scheme has been granted under the immigration rules. It has been granted under the immigration rules. And you can see at the bottom here clearly. What have they stated? They have stated work permitted, indefinite leave to remain in the United Kingdom. So in this country, people are used to hearing indefinite leave to remain or settlement visa, settled. So that's what people are used to. So when you are holding this, the chances of people arguing with you is very less. People will not argue because that is what we know in this country. But if you are holding this under European law, the chances are that you may encounter problems. And therefore, the government is not prepared to issue a new card to you. It looks upside down. Is the camera is the way it is. We tried this, but I don't know how this will work. So it's very, very difficult. But I hope that you can work it out. Let's see. This is even worse. Okay, try and work it out. I know it's very difficult, but because of the camera, the way the setup is very, very difficult to make sense out of this. But try and, adjust your kind of brain and the way it works, and hopefully you'll be able to make sense out of it. So that is how it is. Okay, you've got it. Thank you very much for your understanding. So what it is the UK government says that as long as you have this and you have applied for settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme, I will not give you a new card. Fair enough. UK government will not automatically give you a card, but justice and law, we have dived deep into the law and we have found a way in which once you have received this, we can go back and apply for a card so that you get this. Because if you are holding this and you are holding this, it matches. And therefore, the potential questions that someone may ask, potential problems that you may encounter, also reduces. So all that I say to you is, if you're a Ghanaian or Nigerian, Togolese, or non-EEA nationals, if you have applied for settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme, and you have been given a letter, and you are non-EEA national, and you have been given this letter, personally, I will encourage you, even if you are holding this sort of visa, I will encourage you to go a step ahead and apply for this type of visa. As you can see, there is a slight, distinction or variation. As you can see, this card under the old scheme is more redder. It's more redder. As you can see, more pinky. But if you look at this, it's more bluer. It's more blue. And therefore, I've always advised my client, in order to avoid potential problems at the airport, just like what happened to our Kenyan sister who went to Kenya with this card and this letter. When she came to board the plane, they would not allow her to board the plane because they could not understand why you'll be holding a card that says EU family member and you are holding a letter that says settlement scheme. To them, settlement scheme and EU family member card is not the same. That is in their heads. And they did not have the facility to scan it to be able to see that the information on here is the same as what was on the letter. And as a result, it caused a lot of confusion. And as a result, they did not allow her to board the plane because they did not understand that if you have this and you have that, it means you can go and come to the UK as long as you pleases. But my fear is that people who do not work in the field may not understand, and you may find yourself in a pickle. And for that reason, we are advising all those who have even applied for EEA settlement scheme or the settlement scheme visa to go a step ahead and apply for the settlement card in order to avoid any misunderstanding. What we have also said is that if you are EEA national and you are holding European passport, all that you get is just the letter. They don't issue a card anymore. In the olden days, they would have issued you with a blue card. This blue card is now going to disappear. From 1st of July, it's no longer applicable in the UK. If you are European national, you need to print this, which is your settlement outcome letter, and also log into the system and print, which is a paper, your settlement in this, prove your right or prove your settlement in the UK, which I have already talked about. So if you're European national, that's all that you get, no longer card if you're European national. Parliament, most MPs have raised concerns. This Prime Minister is not for listening. He's not listening, and I could see a lot of confusion coming up. So if you're European national, if you are traveling, I would suggest that you print a copy of your settlement scheme outcome letter and stick it in your passport so that when you get to the airport and there is, questions being asked, you can show them your settlement scheme letter. They can check it if they doubt, and they will allow you entry come 1st of July 2021. Non-European nationals, you will get a card. Either they will give you the old card if you already have one. If you have one, they will give you a letter on top of it. And once you get the letter, Home Office will not issue a new card if you have a valid card, which has been issued under the old rules. However, for me, Justice and Law Solicitors, we always look for what is best for our clients. We have discovered that, in fact, you can apply for a new card, even if you have been issued with an old card and they have not issued you with a new card, on the basis that you can go ahead and use your you can go ahead and use your your old card. If that is the case, we will say, come to us, we will apply for a new card for you, so that the new card matches with your letter, so that when you get to anywhere, there will not be any too much questions, especially if your English is as good as mine and you don't want people to bombard you with questions at the port of entry. Until mesramo yenuanom say oye Ghana ni, oye Nigeria ni, oye Togo ni, nase yamao sa DB under the old scheme. Registration residency card. Ya chose EU family member. Na enono make am one seven dia make an say ubon say udin e wo soro ha, issuing date e wa ha, ana expiry date wa ha, ana ya cho card ne so family member EU residence work permitted, ana ye dia amount under the European regulation. this cars no yedema enkrofo p before 2019 sebehwema settlement scheme no 2019 ana aban no introduce ye enti ebimo omoyom application there if the condition were right a momo settlement scheme visa so kita settlement scheme card uni problem enisa oye hwibiem na emom ukita card ya chiro so GU family member and answer residency card aban ni se ese wo upgrade na oye settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme visa na eno no oya aban no ese tese sa example we unse card no ebewu 2022 enti aban ni se ukita sa card we information e was a chip we so unse chip we akira e was a chip we so omo betimi a change sa information no e wo home office wo no e hu hian se ombe mo asai card we na yasa come another card biem which cost money. That is the economic reality. It costs money and therefore no so kita card we bi na say enwu idia na say wa apply for settlement scheme na say amount letter dia that is it. Yeah, ma new card bi. But the problem is say ukita card we na so ukita sa letter we it doesn't tally. Sa letter we say yama visa under settlement scheme. Adi we so say ukita visa under European regulations. And it's a layman eto na so the side ma we ko kire na dream bia ne na. Obeka se ne ma ne kita ne kra no ebia eye bogus ebia eye fake. Enti se me ye employer na se bio me fa nkrofo adwuma na se obi kita wei ebegina mani so na se ukita wei na ukita sa paper wei eka ho ebegina mani so a se madwumi ye me na ufi se de na me ebia me from pe mu sa question and one se me fa nipa ukita sa de wei no because madwiri mu no eno na eye simple mami enti adenti na me fa obi a menye hye na ekira nko ne documents no e make sense na se home office ba for check na say a wronger na about finding me £20,000 for what? Why should I put myself at risk? So therefore there is a potential problem by some of the parliamentarians are can and so say prime minister was sisi naso wabunu egu naso anya no na all party. My belief and they said they are looking at the economic reality which I can also understand and therefore no say passema oye Ghana ni ba oye Alata ni ba oye Togo ni ba na so kita saadie we bi ya troso GU family member oye wo bi obrofo enka te se de make ya ene se de ya passem obeko na after 1st of July ba ebe immigration officer bi okra na onim differences ewom na dwere ne se eso apply for settlement scheme entadentina onkita settlement scheme card na we kita EU family member card ubedru airport wachi wagina ho ompo udin de sen wan na waware no ukrudin de sen eba ne sen na kita sa card we enti wano ekọ haw na akototo papa so de a ene ujejireje na we ada akon de yese ebo hu dawru se wantie na wanyi wasum na wa apply na de yeka na wantie na se ekọ chew na be frame a ene meka ni plain ye chew na be frame a first time meka ni say ya chew o se pin ewo hin Heathrow terminal say o se terminal 5 the first time I can say me send him account details abro for 1,500 kotum and send am start case now the kotum wi a e bi e ka no e ba be ka ho 80,500 no wo de ye de wo de start because ye bo hu de ruwa se wantie na sasem ne to a sabio lo adako enye charity yes wo be charge you opa ko kase lawyer ni piska sabio iskanti na mitu bata ebeti na kromu a menye kromu ani enti na mani abra me bo hu dawuru abo no na ye fees so no me we dey the tip of the iceberg meka na se recommend you obi na so ni akro ebe throw back I say hey lawyer na charge me a na so ya o mani pa na ya we say yes ye be charge because ye mfa nche enti na ye bo ye homodin say samusuo no ye be ye free ho na enkofa asem emre ye nua bi enti bia sremo se okita sa card we bia menka say lawyer da kompemisi ka age eni ti na begina radio so kasa no yes me posi ka age but me giso me ye adwuma ama me nji usika enkodi ni free me make sure say oso no wasum bejo sika de me pepa me de me peska to bi ka se lawyer da kompeska oso no de watu na numutu waka ni plain oso peska entu kotua because sika tua ni tua ya ba o Jesus wa de pa enti na be mo ehomodin na say the right thing said ya yenkochew na mefre me na me kan kire o se kotua 2000 kotua 3000 na obi twama da pa se lawyer da kompeska. I'm trying to avoid that. Nembom obi kai say wo ya asombra kire na se wantie na se etoa wo di ba yen nchew of course you be charge you because sebio emperimfo say de wo ya ahwinhwamade no on pepa ni nsakwa na on search so be yoda enti se won sayem enti na ene ye nia bra ye de afutuo ni mamo no because see sa card say o upgrade no na beje sa card we bia the reality is say what to kwan na so be do Heathrow after 1st of July. The chances is say immigration officer eba be busa questions e kwa be na fa so nya we and eba ne say and say no esote. I'm not saying say oya card na oh ba ye musa questions ebetimi busa questions but don't assume say immigration officers omote airport nyina no minim law ya che ompa enya de ombeka ni nyina and don't expect to say obia de behu bibia enti bia bedru hono no na nifa nimpo oye newly qualified immigration lawyer immigration officer bia ono na dwiri mu no obetimi ahwe card ya chose EU family member na dwiri mu no oni see a free use you enti therefore this card is not valid enti therefore what are you talking about I say you have the visa to enter the UK afi ubehu say one question lead to another yes ni ebro funyi ubusa gan any question I say within the same no ashase me fie din de kwabna yaw ma brofudin uye broni no akonya brofudin was ma brofudin de Godwin entry afi do ko busa say e ba ni say de fro kwabna yaw ne sa fro Godwin entry na wo kra no visa na ekwa be na afa so nyae afi yeso na ye brofu yi edru ba bia at the best of times na aye ensem pi afi ni akototo apapa so na afi no one question na ko lead to another. One question na ko lead to another. And one thing that I have also observed within our community, our ability to answer questions. You're dreadful. You're dreadful. Me, obi officer. And yes, advice in Kwana about. You see, I see a lot of people. And I love learning. Loyadako, me padisiapa. And me, say obi Nigeria. I like it because I like learning from others. People with different views. It's me saying, my clients, they will tell you. When they come to me, I want to make us say, lawyer, we do it different. Because you give us the opportunity to express our views. You give us opportunity to express our views. Because I also learn from you. That is the key. Because at the end of the day, you know, knowledge, one person does not have a monopoly over knowledge. If you are saying, obedience free will be. And then is very important. As a personally, when I'm working for people, when I'm doing things for people, I allow them, I open up. You come to my office, you hardly see me wearing a tie. Do you know why? Because psychologically, when you put a tie on, it makes it so formal. And when people come before you, sometimes they panic. They are unable to express themselves. But if you make it a bit informal, it makes the person feel relaxed and the person is able to open up. And that is the reason why Justice and Law Solicitors, we are one of the best in the field. That is the reason why our success rate is so high and is so good. We keep producing for people because we do psychology as well. It's not about knowing the law, making people feel welcome, allowing people to come in and allowing people to express themselves so that you can work together as a team to achieve the objective that the person came for. So that is how it is. So all that mechanism is very important. I say, you better your homework. Now, your card yen upgrading. Say the penny for car, you know. Se brebre ama anka amaniye so anye die anka amaniye so ama enti de mekane say eje important e say ya ma settlement scheme ni bi o was ha let we ya minia Uko jilete we are enya fe never be long talk bia never be busa questions. It helps to avoid questions being asked. Because as we know, when you are traveling from Ghana, some people have to travel all the way from Emma MP here. Some people have to travel all the way from Mamprusi land, all the way to Accra, to board a plane to come to the UK. And if the person have to travel by land, all the way from the north to the south, Accra, to get a plane, the person have to travel between 6 to 8 hours just to be able to get on a plane in Accra. As soon as maybe if the person straight to, say Gonja land, all the way to Accra, and then plane to UK, sometimes the person have to travel about 24 hours. By the time that you get to the UK airport, you are mashed up and you are tired. You haven't slept for about 24 hours, and you get to the airport, instead of them checking you in for you to go about your business, you are bombarded with questions. And when you are tired and the brain is tired, you could end up, basically talking nonsense, to be honest. And before you know, it gets you into trouble. So for me, to avoid all this, my brothers and sisters, if you have this, and it is not settlement scheme visa, do the best that you can and apply for this to give you peace of mind. Because if you are holding this and it is not clear on the surface that you have also applied for this, any reasonable person will ask you questions as to whether you have applied for settlement scheme, when did you apply for it, where is the evidence. And these things, when you're at the airport, some people normally, they panic, you see. Some people panic. And sometimes when you panic, they think that there is something more than what they are seeing. And it leads to questions upon questions upon questions. And before you know, brebrama maniama afi senko show bagim ebia meken uba auto konkonta yayam afi konkonte na yesede be nie ebia konkonta meken kwabna so adu ade asoma esefa koma antia afi ade no enyo na opaki gumu ebia de ama se fabre obi afi ye bia de so konkonte na wakoma e peja kosoro won hwahye se e shiki e body psychologically entry clearance officer may think that there is something more than that. Afi ya jiwa kwako jina hono ya kwako testi konkonte ya waste 1 hour 2 hours at the airport. Now the other sad about us is this. Se bibini, unfortunately, ehu se ye jina ni nua pe na ye search na obeti se unua jina o se akwa na se wo ye drugs. Ni nua ho akire ne na obe feel a bit empathy towards a brother no na afi o ka asem kra na emwa. Enti be sre pi Brebria mama ni ama yen change from this to that na and bring a peace of mind. Enti no the mechanic say I was say yetimi avoid sa niema we nyinara na ye new card no. Now let's look at the countdown. The mechanic say the EU residency card, which is the blue card no, will not be valid after 30th of June 2021. Because the UK has left the European Union as at 31st of December 2021, i.e. totally the transitional period has come to an end. We have been granted a grace period of 6 months, which is also coming to an end on 30th of June 2021. And therefore, if you are European national and you have not yet applied, please do so now. If you are a family member of an European national, and you have also not yet applied for your settlement scheme or pre-settlement scheme, you must do so now. Even if you have applied and you still have the old card, which says EU family member, together with a letter, I will advise that you do what you upgrade it to EU settlement card, settlement scheme card, either pre-settlement scheme or indefinite leave to remain, so that it gives you a peace of mind. That is what I would say you do. And you have up to 31st of you have up to 30th of June to do that. Because once we come out, once the grace period come to an end on 30th of June, the general rule is that if you are EU national and you have not yet applied, you are illegal in the UK. If you are a family member of an EU national and you have not applied, once again, you yourself, you also become illegal in the United Kingdom. So that is the rule. So if you have not yet done it, do it now. Enti etiefo Jamaica nyina ne say ya to aba ese ye free European Union ni mu. Emma 2 years. 2 years now a year what we call a period, transitional period for the European Union and the United Kingdom to put things in place. Now, and not about a year on the 31st of December 2020. Now, apart from that, and also you may be a any grace period. You found to your name, and also about a year on 30th of June. Just so shema. She said you were April until you were 2 months to go. About 2 months to go. Until the ladakon, they make and say, ma wonai emo woto ne tu anamon na eyedie na apply for settlement scheme ni bi. Say oh sorry mu group bu mu okuo ana mu ma mesro p any program no do cut and paste. Never go to group ni mu because obi wo ho a sa problem no ebi wo ne ho e bia on kana se mu nkyere wo bi enti de ekoso nyina de wura ye bo nyina na e bia wonte said de ya ono so benya information no na ode aye de ono so atu anamon na wetimi edi hu dwuma enti mesre mu pi mun share program no na enko amans enko ba bia na obia so enya de enya bi na ontie na me fi se omutie a ebeye inshira ama omo because media I say this I remember say yeah to abasi e be free mono I made it very clear as a free man at the how beba na ebi mo antie to the point ekra say obi ka say lawyer for free say omadwuma besen enu ntina omo encourage e say gentina mo na me dem can plain as a manson I started from heaven nana enkofo re fi say obonsam na we nyankopon adamfo ana say ninua ana say obi obe ne pa na emom o sha ase so be challenge nyame no ana nyame se wo meet me no ntena heaven ha me do ba beto asase so na enipa munwie na nyankopon wa de a wo ye yintieye wo ntimi obonsam wo do obonsam e bre mi na me na metimi obonsam anyway ni na no eye mogo enti no the reality they say obi wo ho a oben wo e bia won kana se mo nkyerɛ wo de make nyina no enti no eso obo ho modern wo de shema wonua e bia na yare ni bi e wo de ho meka se yare a e bia so ba make sa problem yi or the same problem okita sa de we bi onim se ese o upgrade e benya sa de we bi na afa hye ne ho ake come 1st of July afa na no ba bi ya ba ye awrade na minimo e ba ni sa na emra ni mu no wa ba bi ye illegal e ba ni sa so a o betimi a kyerɛw na emom the good news ne say European national and as a UK government are making new announcement and it's a new announcement no and number be kan ho asem no and before that no you be take a break na ye ba na chese ye djumedie no aide ahyehye so and ye ba be bo advert kakra na afi no my pencil will be anom as you can see my throat is dry my mouth is dry na me pencil will be no na afi no ye meto djumedie no so enti no don't touch the dial ye die your ho aba sisia
medafo uyamanka wawo wo die papa bi e wo Ghana na enso enam no kra asanti no hu senia wo be mani sika se yesiesie wo chima wo enti na ye ne Paradise City. Yeah, this beautiful ultramodern city, Abatema, Community 25, Whooper Standard, Executive, Semi-Executive Quality Buildings. Yeah, Paradise City. Yeah, we're home out. It's as if you're Deporattion, Abagana. Yeah, payment terms no so. And a phone book call. Whooping self-finance and as a monkey. For Paradise City. Oh, your telephone number, so UK +447 908 475 802. Paradise City. Ye juma pa magana ye fe ankasa medafo uyamanka wawo wo dai pa.
Oh yes, Justice and Law Solicitors bring you true justice that gives you peace of mind. They are specialists in all cases of immigration and nationality law, including customary marriage and ECC applications, landlord and tenant issue or housing issues, divorce and financial arrangements, drafting of legal documents such as statutory declarations for lost passports, personal injury, will writing, employment issues, letting and leasing arrangements. Talk to the experts today. Don't attempt any legal issue without them. Take advantage of their free consultation on some cases and be informed. You can call Justice and Law Solicitors on 02077385841 or email legal@justiceandlawsolicitors.com. They are located near Carisel House at the Unit 35B Eurolink Business Center, 49 Efra Road, Brixton, SW21BZ. You can travel by the Victoria Line to Brixton and by bus 2-337-415-432-689 and 690. The bus stop is St. Matthew's Church. Justice and Law Solicitors don't handle a legal issue without contacting them. Oh yes, Justice and Law Solicitors bring you true justice that gives you peace of mind. They are specialists in all cases of immigration and nationality law, including customary marriage and ECC applications.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's start. Let's continue the program. As I said, all those people living here who have not applied for settlement scheme visas, European nationals and their family members, come 1st of July, they will be illegal in the UK. And when you are illegal, or if you are illegal, the consequences is that you can be detained and you can be removed from the United Kingdom. So we need to be aware of this. However, the Secretary of State has also made a statement recently, and what they have said is that those people who fail to apply may be considered for them to they could apply for late what do you call it, late idiom. Okay, someone is calling from, anyway, we cannot answer the phone call at the moment, so please bear with us. The Secretary of State, the good news is, have made an announcement recently in which the Secretary of State has indicated that those people who are unable to apply before 1st of July may be considered. However, they must have a very good reason as to why they did not apply before 1st of July. And they have given examples in relation to scenarios in which individuals will be permitted to submit late application for settlement scheme and pre-settlement scheme. So what are the late late people or good reasons that you can use if you fail to apply for settlement or pre-settlement scheme visa before the deadline? Now let's have a look and see what we have and what it is. All right, let's have a look. Now, the Secretary of State says that if you are a child or children in care or caregivers, they are in care but they have left care, if they fail to apply before the deadline, which is 30th of June, and they, for whatever reason, the local authority, a parent or guardian, fail to apply for that child, then this will constitute a reasonable ground to submit late application. So that is an example. Number two, people with physical or mental capacity problems, or people in care or people in support needs. If for whatever reason they fail to apply on time, then they will also be considered. People with serious medical condition or significant medical treatment, they will also be considered. Victim of modern day slavery, they will also be considered. People in abusive or controlling relationship or situation, they will also be considered for late applications. Other compelling, practical, or compassionate reasons. basically what they say is that the list is non-exhaustive, but you must have a very good reason in order to submit late application. That is after 1st of July. So all that I say is this: all those people who are yet to apply, please do apply before it is too late. Because if you don't, you're gonna find yourself in a pickle. You're gonna find yourself in a mess. You don't have to wait until you get yourself in a situation before you rush to do things. So all that I say to you is do the best that you can and apply on time in order to avoid any sort of situation or scenario where you'll have to then go and justify as to why the application is being submitted late. And if you are not lucky, a caseworker will simply sit there and will simply not listen to what you have to say. So all that I say is, if you need to do it, you need to do it as fast as you can. And the time to do it, is now. So now, let's move on to employment. Let me give you employment update. And then, let me just talk you through the immigration procedure so that we know where we stand. And also cost in terms of legal fees. In this country, you see, we have a different system as compared to Europe. In this country, the system that we have is that when you go to see a solicitor, the solicitor, the first time, will normally charge you what we call a consultation fee. These days, some pastors even take consultation fee. You go to Okonfor, they also take their consultation fee. And everywhere that you go these days, you have to pay for the initial consultation. So when you go to see a lawyer, for example, in this country, you pay your consultation fee. Consultation fee is different from membership fee. People need to understand this. When you say you are a member of an organization, then the members are expected to pay membership fee or membership dues on a weekly or monthly basis, periodically. So we need to understand this. So if you go to see a lawyer and you consult the lawyer and you pay your consultation fee, don't get that twisted with membership fee. Because if you say membership fee, then you have to pay it on a regular basis. But when you pay your consultation fee, it is a one-off. So you cannot then turn around to say that I have paid my membership fee. Membership fee is never a one-off. So when you go to gym, for example, and you join a gymnasium and you pay your membership fee, it becomes periodical. So if it's weekly or monthly, that means you pay it on a regular basis and that maintains your membership. But if you go see a lawyer or a dentist or any other professionals and you pay your consultation fee is different from a membership fee. And in this country, the law does not allow us, lawyers, to take membership fee. Law Society rules do not allow us that. The reason is that if someone is paying money to you on a regular basis and the person does not have any legal issues and you don't do any work for them and you are taking money from them, it is seen as, taking advantage of people. So for that reason, the Law Society does not allow lawyers or solicitors to take membership fees. We need to understand this. So don't go somewhere and tell someone that I have paid a membership fee to the lawyer. By saying that, you will get the lawyer in trouble because a consultation fee must not be equate to membership fee. We really need to understand this. Because someone came to me and said that, well, he's been paying membership fee to the lawyer. And I'm just thinking, membership fee, what do you mean by membership fee? Then the lawyer is taking advantage of you. Then I had to basically listen to the person good. And I realized what the person wanted to say was a consultation fee. Because if that lawyer was taking a membership fee as it is being claimed, I would have taken the lawyer on and take the person's money for, get the person's money back. Or the person could have reported the lawyer to the Law Society, which would have been wrong because the person simply misunderstood the concept of membership and the concept of consulting. and therefore it is important that we understand the two. So when you consult someone for a specific advice. So for example, you book appointment and we will tell you are coming for a consultation, you agree to come, and we take our consultation fee. We spend the hours or we spend the time on you, give you the advice, you are happy, you leave. You don't ring me back tomorrow and say that, well, I paid my consultation fee yesterday, so I want a top up. I paid my consultation fee yesterday, so my brother has got a problem, so I'm coming to ask you for him. It does not work that way. A consultation is for the time that the lawyer spent with you when you come to see him. It's very, very important that we understand this concept. If you go to lawyer and the lawyer see you on the consultation and advises you and basically give you whatever needs to be given, and the lawyer advises you that the consultation is done, now this is the time scale. This is what we are going to do for you. This is what you must do. You must get A, you must get B, you must get C. Your job is to go and get what the lawyer has asked you to get. And then when you ring to come and see the lawyer, you are coming to do the application, or you are coming to start the case. So you don't pay consultation and think that you have paid a consultation, so that's a license to go to the lawyer for free every time. No. The consultation is for the time that the lawyer has spent on you. And if you go to the lawyer for something different, the lawyer is entitled to charge you another consultation for the advice and the time that he's going to spend on you. Because this country, time is valued with money. It's for this reason that if I am working for a supermarket, for example, and I go to work today and I clock in my 8 hours, I will be expected to get paid for that 8 hours. If I go in tomorrow and I clock in the same 8 hours, is the employer going to tell me that he paid me yesterday and I've come in to do the same job or similar job today and therefore he's not going to pay me? It does not work like that. And therefore you cannot expect your lawyer to be spending hours giving consultation advice for one-off payment. No one is going to do that. So why would the lawyer do that? So it's important that we understand this. If a plumber, for example, comes to your house to fix your tap and you pay the plumber, 2 months later, the tap developed another problem. Not the same problem that the plumber did, but another problem. Are you going to say that, plumber, you fixed the top of the tap for me, now the sink is not running, or maybe something else is wrong? I paid you 2 months ago, so come and fix it for free. It does not work like that. And lawyers too will not work like that. But sometimes some lawyers, they will overlook it. That does not mean you are entitled to it. So we need to understand this. So when a lawyer, you go and see the lawyer for a consultation, the lawyer gives you the advice. It is up to you to work on that advice. Make sure that what the lawyer asks you to do, you've done it. So when you come back to see the lawyer, what are you going to do? You are going to progress the case. And the lawyer will have to charge you for the work that he's going to do for you. And in this case, we have something called fixed fee. The fixed fee is where the lawyer has agreed a fee. So for example, you've come to me, lawyer, I would like to make an application to the Home Office for further leave to remain on the basis of my private and family life with my daughter, who is a British citizen in the UK, for 2.5 visa or for BAS 250 visa. The lawyer has agreed that he's going to submit the application for you. Fair enough. This is where it gets confusing, and we need to understand this. Either the lawyer will agree a fixed fee with you. So the lawyer will say, I'm going to submit the application, I will charge you £100. The lawyer is going to submit the application, is going to charge you £100. So in this case, it does not matter whether you get it or you don't get what you are looking for. The lawyer will charge his £100 and you have to pay. If the lawyer is doing something called contingency fee arrangement, no win, no fee. If you don't get what you are looking for, you don't pay. That is a separate agreement, which is called contingency fee arrangement or no win, no fee arrangement. That one means if you don't get your papers, you will not pay the lawyer. If that is the arrangement that you go, that is fine. But you cannot go into a fixed fee arrangement and agree a fee with the lawyer. And when you don't get it, you tell the lawyer that, but I did not get it, so I'm not going to pay you. That is wrong. And if the lawyer wants to stretch you, the lawyer will also stretch you. Because once you go on a fixed fee, regardless of the outcome, you still have to pay the lawyer. But the reality is this. Some of us, when we have a case, and in our minds, we think that there's a possibility that the application will not be successful. When they go to see the lawyer, what do? Indirectly, they try to play smart. And lawyers can read into this. They are holding the money, but they will tell the lawyer, oh, I want to pay half. When the decision comes, I will come and pay the other half. Me, Lawyer Darko, if I'm sending your application and I don't think it's going to be successful, and you come back with that proposal, I will never accept it. I will take my full money before I send it. Because straight away, I can see that you are thinking ahead and you are trying to be smart with me. So if I'm sending an application and I also think that it's not going to be successful, I will simply not do it. I will simply not agree to that. I will make sure that I take my full money before I do it, because there's enough risk. And if you don't get it, you're not going to pay me. But if I believe that I'm going to be successful, I will tell you, you know what? If you don't pay me, I don't care. Because regardless, you are going to get it and you're going to pay the full money. I've told people this and they were surprised. Because sometimes you see people's reaction, and the job that we do, it teaches us lessons. We know about human behavior, the way people react. And what I always say to people is this, and it's so strange. People that comes with clean heart and clean head, and they pay their money, as soon as their paper goes, straight away, within no time, it's back. And it happens all the time. And when you say it, someone will say, you are a lawyer, oh, you want the money, that's why you are saying that. And one time, one lady called and gave a testimony. Because when she came to my office, I was surprised. Because I was expecting her to do the normal thing that people do. Oh, let me pay half and I will pay half later. The person is holding the money, but he's not prepared to pay. Because at the back of his mind, he is thinking, if I pay all the money and I don't get it, that means I lose my money. And therefore, let me pay half. So if you're doing something and you have this kind of mindset, many a times it takes long for you to get to your destination. But if you have a clean heart and a clean head and you do things right, believe me, many a times you succeed. Because the world that we live in, there are spirits around. If you attract negative spirits overshadow you. It takes control. But if you attract positive spirits, then of course you get your way. Genuinely, some people may not have the money, and therefore they may decide, they may decide to pay half because they simply do not have it. But I've come across people who actually have the money, but yet they are not prepared to pay the full amount. And when you watch them, sometimes you laugh, because at the end of the day, you can see exactly what they are thinking, what is at the back of their mind. But personally, you come to my office, if your case is not going to be successful, many a times I will not bother. I will tell you it's not going to be successful, and therefore I will not submit it unless and until you are able to put things in place. And if it's in place and I'm comfortable, I will do it. Because I don't want to do a case whereby it's not going to be successful, and when it comes to the money, it becomes an issue, even though I've done the work and you don't want to pay me. And therefore, it becomes an issue, and it can ruin relationships. And for me, if it's not going to be successful, I'd rather not send it. You go somewhere else, they chop your money. When you come to me, you show me more respect. It's as simple as that. That is what happens. And therefore, justice and law, we are straight. We don't joke about, we don't bend about, and we go straight to the point and tell the truth. That's exactly what I'm doing here. It's not going to be, some people are going to be watching this thinking that, what is this lawyer talking about? It's a fact, because it's something that people do. We observe human behavior. We see how people behave. Especially, you did an application for them, in the back of their mind, they are thinking, hey, na se anye ye, na se mkuchialo ya nisike nyina amano, na se anye ye, send ma to me sike egu. This is what sometimes people say. Uche scammer lawyer no. I'm gonna use na ho den any intelligence, any materials aye adwuma ma ho. What they show to me say wo pese obolo ya ni shim. Say anye ye dia wuntwa neka. It's at the back of your mind. But justice and law me, what the balance in fise enye ya, any me mboda kra. Because application could be I'm hopeful, because I apply the law, I look at the law, I look at whatever needs to be done, and I'm always confident in cases that I submit. And therefore, Obampo, now say you are one of those people. Sometimes I will tell you plain, I said don't bother. If you don't want to pay the money, you go. But this is how much I'm charging you, and whether you like it or not, it's going to come and you are going to pay. You know, and the sad thing is, the same people, when you let them go without paying a penny, when the paper comes to, they want to play smart with you. Oh, and I'm mamiu, and I'm yere mamiu, and I'm you, and I'm Israel, and I'm Pesca, and I'm Niska, for people to mammy, Naminko Yajuma, Namin family Triawoka, Ocason family pana, or Soloya Nipiska, lawyer Nitri morning. More sadrin shame with Trimono. So when you be, when you sika, and answer Sebio. Say, when you be ama wasewa, Menko Bonne Chrono, justice and law, we would never do that. Esa wodika untria na pese sa do paper ma sa wodika ko ye adwuma na wasa betria yeka na fi se bills no ye ntua yes ye tria bills of course na fi se landlord ba me tia ko to na sese match landlord mintimi workers month so a ogini pay me tia ko can store research no wo ye adwuma month so a employer e be can store research enti aden enti na eso be gina lawyer office e be to na sese enti ebesre pi mo amoto sa na sesem no mamu mamme to na sesem no because a banner na you are creating unnecessary headache for me, unnecessary headache for people who may be sitting in the office because obi who bibi sana as a creating impression bisa say lawyer ni babonini but ni baboni sem bi anymore me as I speak to you me yes papa ni bi £900 obi yeko or they go free o friend cross switch the phone off. Okojina baby asaka selo ya ni pa bonini no asa sewa ka ho adenti na seba ne sa mimum die sa de ma kantam ese minye bibiem da onkrata ba na woni ska onkrata na be dawo onto so be nyeska simple enti se different fiso be ka so timu odea let him say on si office biema let him say because it make no sense for me to do the work and not get paid for it. Who would do that? Obi no be sa obi no be yesa sabio ekwan bi so no nyame kra yesom no no wo se wan ni nsem so a obe de obe hyew and from ehumi mpo no is conditional enyi nyame ne dem from an mai and so se wan ni nsem so a obe de obe hyew obe jejo. And that's the price to pay for the air that we breathe. A indirect means. And therefore, no, important. I need DMA. Oka sankrofo ne ho a me pacho men frɛ officer ubuku appointment ababe hu lawyer because me can hair plain o bada so nkita sika gauta ganama ye mfa ma men ka se yetri modern yes so esi try your bills. Ani DMA yes remo na yes ntimi anya adwuma ni ntimi nkoye nim because ye be jeja ye ho sa na adwuma ni gu a sa nipa na oboma adwuma ni gu ye no sa nipa na abesa ko gina ba bi se nyame na atwa lawyer neka. Yes, it's a fact. That's how we are. Until where you need to be tough, no? That's how we are tough. Baby, I saw was no was none of for say umuna ejia was resoswa utimi deje. She, and your baby and yesterday. So be place matters are obey muna nefaje. Ubi are none in answer. Because as I said, no, nearly pano, but so the book was here. And your best repeat. Or more me a sign man or munyai. And tina and there a home be here, I say which reach the way. Because we will me this week. The lawyer any application man. Application omo refuse you. Now omo refuse you, you know. Lawyer ne ka me say ne balance no so be ne file akode ya. Ne balance no esu otua. Ne nipa ne ka say anya yie de ni se otua. Ne nipa ne be hu me no. Ana bisa me say what was the agreement? Or say oh it was a fixed fee. Or ka me say obe charge me same. Na anya yie de ade na me nkotua balance no. Me catch any pan say men in camera because we lose. Fixed fee is not contingency. Fixed fee means once the decision comes, you pay. It's whether it's positive or negative, you pay. Name officer lawyer no, I am negligent. And you're only mistake, and they refuse you, you have the right to sue the lawyer or to bring a complaint against the lawyer's incompetence. And therefore, you can also seek compensation from the lawyer, which is something totally different. Name officer say reason they refuse you and your lawyer and fault there, then you cannot blame the lawyer. You cannot go to the lawyer and ask for compensation for giving you wrong advice or submitting wrong application. And therefore, despite the fact that say you refuse you, you still have to pay. And therefore, say ebe ye dia, officers can winia, okwa koka asem de bi kire no men question ne ko camera because you cannot put a trick in a trick box because a trick box is full of tricks. Yeah, you cannot put a trick in a trick box because trick box is full of tricks. Unsa brewana mo a wo se de oni awia de da. Oda na e kan asem kire wo se menyi ni mikobusa maame. It's very, very important. Say you better say name we ase. Ana yewo billing hourly rate. Obu ososo akohuna obeka cho say no because of the complexity of the case, the nature of the case, I cannot tell you a price. However, I will be sending you interim billing whereby I will charge you hourly. Every hour that I spend on your case, I will charge you maybe £250. And therefore, £250, you know, every hour biano, son will be charge you. We make a phone call, or charge you £20 for any phone call that I receive. £20 for any phone call that I make. And therefore, I'll be setting all this out. And he will tell you to pay monies on an account on interim basis. And once you finish, they will then send you a bill for you to pay everything that you owe. So, and also, it's very, very important that from the outset, you need to understand the basis in which the solicitor is acting for you. If it is a fixed fee, that one, put it in your mind. Say you're going to pay, regardless of the outcome. If it is contingency, no win, no fee. If you don't win, you don't pay. That is why it's called no win, no fee. And it's a lawyer. Now, fee say, sir, agreement in our pay there, and from day one, make it very clear to the lawyer that I don't have money to pay, and therefore I am only prepared to go on no win, no fee. But what you also have to realize is that with the no win, no fee, once the lawyer is charging, the lawyer is going to charge more if they win. So, for example, the lawyer will tell you that I will take 25% if you are getting any compensation from somewhere else. Or perhaps if the lawyer is going to charge you £2,000 and you say you don't have money, no win, no fee, the lawyer can simply increase the fee to about, say, £4,000 because the lawyer will also be taking a risk, i.e., if you don't win, you are not going to pay the lawyer, and even that, you have to pay your disbursement. And therefore, it's very important that we understand all this concept because many a times, Ayana and Kofa Junior almost say, Semenya de Ameshe de Aminchia, lawyer need to be Yameshe. Lawyers, a bit of clients court all the time. I do remember, say one time, one lady was complaining. As a lawyer, be a Ghana lawyer or the clients court for non-payment of bill. Nankwanya de so what you have to pay. The system is working 24/7. And it's a would you be there, men, Genesis of a you will pay unless the lawyer decided to say it's not worth it and therefore I'm not going to waste my time. But the lawyer has got every right. And the lawyer need Bonini. So because be chasing for his money, so be it. He can do it so. At the end of the day, say Omenya credit bad recorder. When I say record, as I speak to you, men will never come saying within a court because obeso bumikwasia. My many penny chance because of £500 in tea or play dirty. Oh, friend, I give your excuse. As you see, I'm no say my prepared documents, you know, I'm Babylon Jacko court. Because I don't see why in here, SME Juma, now I'm a successful man. Now you're the card a blue fee, no, you are so. Your friend, I will excuse. I said, I want you, oh, baby, Babylon, or bien one, I want you to know. One was some year or free Nikruma bet in a crumwa. A jano, as will be a. It is a what one was see was on. Now you don't want to pay. The system is working 24/7. Anyway, you have to make the system work. So a criminal system need a more equal share. A more equal. Who was so proud of Emery? So former Prime Minister David Cameron, and you know, I say he is under investigation, you know. And it's sad here, and you know that is how it is. And this person I'm talking about will be the first person that committed in court. Not because of anything, but it's a matter of principle. Me, I didn't mean panning kwasi ebu. What me idea? Also, me £1. Me time oswa. Don't come and tell me stories. Just give me my £1. I just said the enra me no bi kasa. Na ne ma yede visa samon. I'm say mami, me balance so betua o. Oh, lawyer dey nyanto wase e. O mba be yo show. And I'm say ka wo di me untu enwie. Eno me nya ho nto wase. I don't care about the show. What dear a cow would even to you, now baby show, baby show. Now what did make a wound to me? Also, baby show. I said, oh, you also go was here. Now, said you petty for the car say, Quattro Castle Mountain with TD. So, so you sure, prove which I said you a card in with me to you. Now, would you and I be sure, or baby me sure, no who's a guy. And yes, I would not ever be cut, Debbie. Said him penny for kind, you know. Yes, so Obacosia, and a day after from my dear Edadano. Media academy just pay it and I have my peace of mind. And that is how I roll, that's how I play. And you know, what they make a £1, I'm expecting my £1. I don't want anything more, anything less. All that I want is my £1. That is it. You know, and you know, that is how it is. And you know, very, very, very important. I said, you be a day. I say, agreement to be an obey the consequences of agreement that you are entering into. So why can you say you won't try there and you'll be looking for someone who is doing no with no fee? And not there, you're very clear from the outset. I say, I need your untria. Name when you make a fixed agreement, lawyer darkun. Na my yard dear now, not dear Bufu grants are dear number. I didn't have you not any stories. You know, and dear Bufu papa, I must say. And normally, no, so be the cat, no, but I try not to talk to the person because personally, so we may dry and then make it come again, and I was make it come again. I don't regret it, and they make come again. I'm not going to sugarcoating anything, and they make it come again. But the job that we do is so no. Sometimes you have to be diplomatic, and therefore say before they were and I rather not talk to the person. And it's all they make now from no nyamia. Now but one answer I don't want to talk to you. Come and pay your money. We'll be being a person that make another marker. Now some jaba. Because I am not an assessment to and a dorsal, a waste of our time. Because time I'd back you be a jumano, a piscano. A juma why any panic bros can on family. Not time I'd back you or be a juma piscan even. No sad baby waste to time. No sad wasting our time now and come to me and you said a cocoa piscano. Why? It's not nice. And you're just as a long one. In all walks of life. So we are signing manager. Me do what they make car. This is me woman. Obe fiaba. No doubt about that. If you owe me, you will pay. And I'm glad to say, my first client ever be court. Or they make £500. Or try 500. Or buy his kitano. Oh, me try half. I'm my bit half. You did this and man bana. Obi a winiska. On your vis on your ska. Ede kofa de bye. On your secure plane ticket. But or do Canada and when you scan to ya. Now, a cranny be drew chromo as well. I saw a catcher say, I cranny by me, watch me pa. And so a cranny to Ghana and Kamanti, the other we spend discuss it, yeah, Fanco. And what has changed? Nothing. And to me, Mishima, not just a young Cassia Buan in Nipa will pursue. And you know, I would say, unfortunately, this afternoon, we a program now, make a what button, so Medina County Court. Say, scan when you scan to your crana, mess any record. Said ya Dachi, you know, want me Fanco you will be. Because I've tried every means to get my money. Now you're doing it, unti shame person in front of other people. And therefore, now I have to go through the legal means to get my money back. As can meet me a Germanaka, but me yaman en kada. Me papa ne can ask him, or say Germanenka, say Jimina enka, and I will not make that mistake. Because say I want to send a recorder. Maybe next time, no, say okoji credit to baby. Na so be a credit score. Obo say no crano, on your trustworthy. Who is coming na untria, na amani pane warning. Say the nipa no ebe training we free home. And to Ghana for say me to sana mo we na tia. Menka say lawyer ni 3 more day. Because Anna we are quick to judge. I am not telling you tin sema ye musa the other side. Anna sebi obi aso ni wodi ni sabunkum ebe kire ni kromu kwan. Entin say before so be bibi no. Aya na ejine bibi so entia. Na mpenifo se bibi ankoka papa anka enye grede. Enti say nipa yi de me din be example. Na next time no o ti se obi de obin da apon a obehwa ade no obehwe niye. Na wo hwe niye ana ehu niye. Na ote na oti niye ana ati niye. Enti no ano de me fa ne ho nche no I will make stretch no and I will do it with leisure. Cause with me no be ka 2 years no mo bunu egu aso. For what? I can pay £50 a month to crown and quit you da. Not just any pan when I can say Tia Nuntia. The system is working 24/7. I say stretching pan. Intino, Sana etie. Tiladakun. So what is a justice and law? It will be court for non-payment of fees. any me can bedroom na obi atibi because adwuma no say you put anye yi ana woto anansesema akubeka say you can be justified what they call baby ye juicy kadi anye yi utuai na wo dia ba ya ama aye yi a na wo bu no egu aso for me na a insult to cry and to this person there I'm going to stretch the person with pleasure manya kra makoma entomi enti esa me stretch no enti no sana etie enti no so what is about that me twu bi ma menka say me tiri more dey me strebu pi because I have to do what I have to do because anybody could just be na so say me I won't be there to defend myself enti na me ka me dey wo afidie isu na confidentiality enti me money dey na emom o te salada ko no bi kokota e bia na wo so watemase e wo ha no aya na sometimes e din say no ha ne doso ye tie ye na no ne ye ka biko enti du ba bia so you have to come out fighting to defend your dignity and yourself enti no sana etie because nyame kra no also di boni obehyew na me aba bi di mboni you have to pay the system is working 24/7 emra nko a obi se glass nko a ekroma de emra nko a eno na di adwuma enti edemasipi okay enti in terms of the cost that's how it is now let's quickly look at what do you call it the system the immigration procedure as we know no we submit application eco home office application is successful period the visa is issued you come to this country service and application is successful in most cases they will give you the right of appeal and you can appeal. Now one thing that I would say is these days the appeal process you do it online but the court system HMCTS which is Her Majesty's Court and Tribunal Services they have developed case management system where all the appeals, especially immigration, is being lodged. And therefore, a very important say you have to get used to this. And also, they are doing it for professionals. Only last month, ending of last month, Oma announced say applications for entry clearance. You can still you can now use the new system to apply. And a time will come. You have to go through the court system, the case management system, to do an application in which people have to bear this in mind. It's very, very important. Okay. And court have made an announcement that all appeals from now on, you can use the case management system to submit the application. Okay, so that is that. There also be one thing that we will also say is that immigration, there's a lot of changes that will be coming up come 1st of July. And as we pay attention, now we keep it up to update. Justice and Law every Saturday via Bebremo. Next week, the location that I'll be doing the program from will be different, but I will still be bringing you the program live because it's only 1.5 hour difference, one hour difference, but I will still bring you the program live. And next week I will be here, no doubt about that. She said me next week so I make a baby, but I will be here next week. And yansha employment now after yembi amatru for no entum. And bebre airframe, but I say a program now I very difficult to answer people. And the order I will say and say Mesremu P say if you so aya mamo enfre because mo fra ayana a higher than papa. A banisana in Bakasa lawyer, my friends are won't fa any pana so any tia pass say, oh, your live program. Now you just want to complain. And complain will be so aya emwa, a best P. So we say a live program, memfre, because yenti me emfa. Your first is here pet and smile ye can a beko outside. After call outside so because say adena ye do was about betuga. It's a best P. Say your live programmer, aya mamon fre. Ayana ayana a ha agene pa. And Mestre P. Yamo your home wedding. Na yen yet yen. Yen fre at the right time. Na yintimi enye de enye moso. Na adeba so meka aya e ha adwene there's always misunderstanding about this. The mechanic said say offer any law firm via telephone calls. I know say a lot of people make complaint about calling and not being able to get through. And I have to say lawyer for say the phone call echi a adwuma pay friend adwuma yenye. And we have to be honest here and be straight. Because obi afre any law firm biana, they want to speak to lawyer. And unfortunately, many of the phone calls that comes through, any panic legal advice for free. And therefore, no, onye na gonna say, asem no obeka secretary, and now say obi book appointment. enti ne dia ne say oh bi na de number ne ma me o se me frɛ lawyer obetumi ama advice pama chow advice enye free advice no enu ti na ye kɔ office no enti de nani abre no obuku appointment as slot no sa time no it's for the person and you pay for it enti no I have to make that very clear because I am na a ha adwene say ebi be complain is our friend ebusan say de ba de enti na friend lawyer or say personal men can sem kro enti say one can sem kro na secretary no the impression that you are creating they say when imre unye serious because you serious no obeka asem kro na oka asem kro na say secretary busa ebuku appointment man na ye book ama no say emergency na say lawyer e free ni pane back ya free ni pane back but emre p no unfortunately e pan be free e de ba asem o say oh o de mesa free back ne ni pan answer complain say my friend sa nya lot ntimi any lawyer nkasa aya eboaye say ubie wano na wo ka adekurunti a wo fra because ade ni bi ho no ma secretary bitimi aboa easily obi wo be free or pay update on his case where ye bibia eni say lawyer mpo eba nanim eno ti na secretary ne so ti wo no lawyer ni etua ne ka no enti na say simple things we na say untimi nka nche secretary na secretary ntimi nyema na say lawyer na ensa mese na daji sa mefa file emehwe de ekoso na onsa nka ncherewa actually secretary ni sudi mfaso because answer machine can do the same thing that the secretary is doing so esa na one lawyer no because lawyer de adwuma mo den no eno na wo se wadaje wo ho ede but obi wo ha ne yire crap bo na no afafo lawyer me yire bo mi na yire bo a wo ware me na mbeshira so wo sofo wo ho frɛ na ne ko tete na nyame a wo collection na o title to man so intimate pi enime bi wo ho a domestic staff enya lawyer asem obi ne yire cool ska ho no afrɛ I want to speak to lawyer lawyer confirm oh lawyer me dem nya problem kakra me pa cho me marriage counselor oh problem akofrɛ busia panyini in marital affairs se wo ja wo yire dia wo de bra eno de madwuma en de me yama so pese wo hwe wo ba na wo yire pese na se wo kun pese wo be hwe wo ba en de lawyer adwuma bra me yama. So there are limits. There are certain things that we can do. And many be on my and your lawyer asem. And soon you have a friend when you also na nebu asefu. By so be me adwuma we twes kase anya adwuma ma no. Ebia me kan so you don't want to pay. And therefore you are trying to be smart by calling by not prepared to tell the lawyer or to tell the secretary what it's about. Ebani sana entwaye. And therefore law firm bia they have to go through messages. And personally say obi frɛ me din de ya kwabena na no message. He doesn't want to leave a message. To be honest with you, such messages now I don't treat them as a priority. Because you likely say okofreni pana na sesem no beto akire. Bisoso na ya sempa ehun hia o. Benipa dem bi na no anka senti no. That is the presumption. That is the assumption that we make. And as a lawyer, sometimes you have to make assumptions. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we get it wrong. However, say obi essay oba be application. Minimum application, you know, many £2,000 a free. Nani pani say or pay date or person bisa lawyer one question. No the case nimbrem na minya mana. Ufi said na me friend back. Of course, obi a piska. And therefore there is potential no and no na me friend back. So oh dear, me hunu so na me nim dia wo kan. To be honest with you, and I'm being blunt here, and I believe that any reasonable person would do that. Because at the end of the day, Sikenti will be a two a fairness and bata ebe kromwa. And to say nipa say, I want to do an application. I just want to ask lawyer one question. My name are you ready? But me book appointment I'm next week. But me pese ebia mebano na ebia sa document no about be a problem. And to pese lawyer clarify mami and to pese offer me back. Minua, I can smell money from that person. And therefore, the person is a potential. And therefore, I'll be ringing that person back as soon as I can to get the business in. Because at the end of the day, I also have to pay a bill. But if someone is ringing, the person doesn't want to mention his name. The person doesn't want to tell the secretary what the call is about. And the person say, oh, this is my number. Get lawyer to ring me back. If you are lucky, we will ring you back. And you say lawyer na arrogant to a business, and therefore the lawyer also have to look out for what is in his best interest. Because obi obefro the best interest and say o money din ofrewa no busa all questions. O money din adwenbonu ani tirim o kasa nyina no record o. Wan hweye o koka de yen kan no do nam. Afi no kwakofa asem na ama. And therefore no be friend na so nya krom who he or she is. Personally I don't bother. And someone in the chiche din, you know. So and I said you men fa ferry and quiet the any semi and fa asem mbreme. At the end of the day, no, obi adwene ne ho. And therefore, no, say offer any office biana, say ope say any or obi fra wo baka, very, very important. It's absolutely crucial that you say who you are, your telephone number, and a brief message. For example, ebi am pese secretary no, ebi hu your friend say minimum. And therefore, no, and no nkyere say beto na asem secretary no, you could simply give a brief message. So, for example, person me applicant, and I say me join my wife, and I'm afraid, and I say, oh, my name is David Darko. This is my number. It's in relation to a proposed divorce. I would like to speak to lawyer about it so that we can see the best way forward. So, we just have a message where I will be mad not to call the person back. No, we say it's a proposed divorce. No, we say it will bring me money. Of course, I will do that. I will call the person back. Now, offer, now when your message, would you crown person obija? No, your number 7 back. You could be Humpty Dumpty, you could be the devil, you could be the Satan, you could be anyone. Maybe afraid I know I shall say record. Now we say odd questions. Lawyer, minja me yere. Nasa lawyer, me record film when I say, oh, jawa yere. Now the men now. Oh, lawyer crampo the minja me yere. Now I record me now the men now. I will not do that. And you ever say mupi. Say offer law firm bia na say any organization obeja a brief message. Say nipa no fa phone no you are not comfortable person in be discuss here. At least give a brief message so that the person knows when the person is passing on the message, the lawyer knows what it's about. And it's very important because when you say there na tell you be complaining because some law firm bia the same principle no be follow. Or let's say you are lucky na ebia obefreno na lawyer na fa direct na wetimi na kasa because say you say anoma yes anoma they show on 7 no eso on faso than 10 or 100 in the jungle enti no ehun be hia ss animani na na ebesua very, very important and offer baby asoso a wa frɛ no eso introduce you because obi wa offer ya no sha say kasa boom boom kosa ebia phone offer kra no obetua ko press wrong button obi wan say eko obi ho na fa sha say kasa very, very important. So justice and law na offer ye na enipa no beje phone so the person will be expected to say who they are. So for example, offer justice and law. Hi, this is Justice and Law Solicitors. David is speaking. How can I help? What's your name? You know, what is it about? How can I help you? Things like that. And you know, also so let's introduce you. Now you know who you are. The entire offer. Na fe obi bia also aye dey also wetimi aka. Enti eba ne sa na e ma conversation is smooth. E ma enti ase ye adwuma na afi ama frustration any complain so no eswati because moye modwuma moye modia yesi betimi aye die ni nyina no e de enhira ana ebre ye nyina na afi bufo ni complain so no eswati because personally so obi frɛ na so wanya message obi frɛ na wanja ni din a hardly will I get time to call the person back. Because messages to the bebrebe. Miss Mishema gave up one, and no, me free penny back. Say the message, minya time and face any penny back. And they are very, very important. I say, offer Obeka, who you are and why you are calling. Men can say secret, because secret be any law firm. Because any penny word, you might a mama law firm name quadia. Donning Becker, only lawyer Beckham Biano. You may be a far more. Say, even be so one the cry. Obet me for financial. Enti therefore no only firm ni na e deal enye the individual enti eno so yenhwe ni ana de bakoso me kan say ofre na so no obi kasa busa se hwana ne na kasa no because okoya assumption say e bia oni we na kasa ni we na kasa e bia na nye say nipa na ana telephone so de ana sometimes no enipa timi sound similar and say the same enti mesrel baby abefre bia no fra make sure of who you are talking to before you start talking but wodi ni nipa so who do na kasa na ono so etimi aye de ono so etimi ahu de one na eka ene de eso one na eka ehu hia pa because ye yes e de asomdwie ebre ye nyinara enti no mesre pi ana o ko bi so officer say yare aba mesre mo don't just get up and walk into someone's office ene ewiase ayehu papa enti sane so enti no if you just get up and you go to someone's office independent anymore because corona aba achira ko na ko di corona ba ye obi so on enti na ye besre pi eno so ye nhye ne so o ko obi officer eso bo homodin na obuku appointment because see an baby abeko bia no ayana ese keep records said ya said tracking bi and I said tracing bi a yetimi aka kire obi a oba ye nyina because of coronavirus no. And if you just get up and you go to someone's office when twene ye wan ye ne ye emwa yare bi a ahwana ba be ye obi enti ebesre pi ye nyina ye ni mra ne so na ye fa nye adwuma na fa so dwie mra ye nyina afa ye nkwa employment so na fa ye bia amatro for nintim na papa yi de ma bane no abegina ho eyi concert eba be yi nkonya ewo Fire Life Radio and as a Justice and Law page na sebio yese se upese uyi nkonya enye moti aba anase boti aba anya yi nkonya ekire no enti da na sumani powers so upese uyi nkonya enye Justice and Law page book enti come out from here before we promote you sisi amabane enti untimi ema habiem do ade bai so no me delete enti anidiem mesro pi memfa concert no ema habiem why cause all the habiem a ansha you be report on my Facebook you be ban from Facebook forever enti no mesro pi anidiem fa onkonya asem no fa ko baby foforo na ahade yetie legal matters de adwensacha ani asumdwie ebebre yetiefo ena ye de bre wo enti nana wa hwan wodin enti no mema ha biem ate me sa bani ubi from this page enti se umunsi abane wa ya bani in the name of Yeshua Yesu moja enka onru no enim wate enti mema ha biem yehia wo sa efidie su biem why enti bye bye enti no yehwe employment yeyi na free eno anan yehwe employment now this month the government have introduced or is going to be effective from this month one-off restart grant of up to £6,000 per premises for non-essential retail businesses. And in non-essential retail businesses, you can apply for a grant which you don't pay back. It's called Restart for non-essential businesses. And you can apply. And also because your local authority website, now we'll put it in Restart grant. Your application, a very, very simple application, is for all businesses and £18,000 per premises for hospitality and accommodation, leisure and personal care and gym businesses. Almost so ebitmia apply. Now, granting has been available from 1st of April 2021. If you go to your local authority website, you can apply for businesses. Sasuna Recovery Loan Scheme from 6th of April 2021. Accredited lenders will be open to all UK businesses to access loans of between 25,000 and 10 million. You could apply for recovery loan. And he said, "Oh, running businesses now was be nasa mo chremwa musumbetimi aide akwa apply." Sasuna free rapid lateral flow coronavirus test for your employees. Say, "Oh, employing crofwa sa lateral flow no also ubetimi are requested from the government." There is a program and you free of charge. Ubetimi adama wo employers are checking say omenya coronavirus nibia. And also ma ho enya ha. Employers must register by 11:59 p.m. on Monday, 12th of April. Into Ushem Krana Satam no. But still no ubetimi akọ try with lack ashe. Enti mema oremfi. Sasuna coronavirus job retention scheme, and also it has been extended. Sasuna self-employed individual, and also you can go and apply for further payment for self-employed individuals. And you know, and also self-employed for monko modie. And lawyer Darko, yakasa achekakra, and about 2 pepe ye di dwumadie no eba na wieye. And the Masha Black no na che say ye wa yiem Prince Philip and ye na yi ebo no miensa pepe ye na yi. Enti no etie for sana etie na lawyer Darko me di dwumadie no eba na wieye. Wo question bia no na enkrofo bombardment of telephone calls. Afina ye bi amatrofo na tum mososo mbetimi ayedie. Afre ebusa any question moso mbese mobusa. Say testimony bi adanse die bi so na owa and also so obetimi ayedie. Afre. Now this week papa bi kan sem bi o ma mesre pa. Asa papa yi de bi amu na mani age kwa. Last of Frey, or so I dark on the case qua. Or the boss wa panyain, net them. Or the boss, net them panyain. Now, this week, dear, do I back how they change the beer? Now, my serious up to now, I'm still laughing. What's so I dark on? Or both for dinechi. On shatter the fita, nemum, or shatter the cocoa. Nani abrise wuja. Now, what did diagro, ye dija beshow. Enti sana etie eje oja so de na che se eye bretuofo abo ano no oba odi oja na eba enti no ye dem nyina mase ese wo de bofidi na to a enti no ye ntiki phone calls na afi ye mfa dwumadie no emra na biye enti na de ye nche amasewa obi edi kan aba enti no de ye mfa no na afi no memfa line so entudwa nti de waba no package na so mai na memfa line no entudwa se de obi wo ho a afi na wati enka o de fidi na to Yes, the number is 07538969589. You can see the number on the comment section as well as, right on top of the screen. You can see us live. The number is 07538969589. First caller, Yemfano na Yinjujem. Hello.
Hello, lawyer.
Hi, good afternoon to you. Nampacho din de say na kase free. The mayor of Overhampton, Yanko, and again a bit me I am.
Maybe a bit that's the time on teach you for the end.
Oh, no problem.
Ubia in Bibiana, and you better catch your Ansana and your Marco you leach.
That's right.
And say, call for 9 more pillars, minutes in Yama. The continue the common reminded you for the had a geometry voice and then you're kind of the programs so to the various platforms. Now, Ubia in your tea and until maybe one or more kosoatu.
That's right.
The tosu you the number to started say we near baby wa ba in them let me say as you do love for tigali your person could feel into no say we could tremor why I think we no man so we try to take it to our call the baby and I said process you why I said from Mansana we try to take it to the try the baby I'm saying we boost our man.
Okay. I'm a question man tiasie enti so betimi asa can be mama me why
I say oba sorry and oba betemu a abi you person okọ we eh I know this I say all the community man all kono say untian chiri movie and I say so you be advance na to try the tickets nanka wa okọ
two ways say opemo every aban ne ho ensen no akọ a if we be voluntary departure or more contact or ma or mutimi ma osika be 500 to 1,000 pounds to be say unya dru Ghana na omdi says can amount for you to be able to readjust back to Ghana na eno said ye kan ye no osaman kwan ye nom ne kwa enti therefore no says can dia ontimi makru mu for about 5 to 10 years.
Okay
enti no na che say iskam so ncheda nyiska bia enti therefore no so if promo afono no na say said we sika no dondo afro tigari so person will call the any no so try and take it no ko ni baby
no ko na no ne sa no so person okọ no really no okọ next no as I ba no face of the bar and no so to say we need the real man as here ni you know masia no very no
overstaying it a problem e da ho no. Now the question is say ebe use against or no and I say use against or no e be depending application kra obeye biem e dey asayaba say oh your application and the human rights what would open kwa your friend say if we be mandatory ban a mandatory ban either say ban for 1 year 2 years 5 years or 10 years depending on the circumstances you know so enti no sana eno akwa ye enti no say yemfa ne sisi ono ade ne peko ebia wabehia lawyer daako mabudo mpesem de neighbor ono ade ne peko ye no mandatory ban no it will not apply to her meet me the number easily so nya good lawyer
easily
and true marriage there obetimi aba easily for settlement say oba for visa settle oba for visitor and no na ebetimi aye a bit tricky just say mandatory ban na twem either 1 year or 2 years no depending on her circumstances.
Okay
Pacho so at myself.
Yeah, my next question is really so entrepreneurial visa no so no this person you be financial requirements na osia no some person can go kakra na dia medema no
aye and on top of my head me shada enkai but what I would do is say let me send the bro at some point today. Why? Because it's after program no me switch phone off na o mama mo promise I do their work. I was telling after the program no obi be free and a lawyer mentimi enwurem enso no oboa because on person be a voice or for so anampa cho no blackmail you no use emotional terms now we're wasting time obviously nyame nchira consultation between no person dodge and they say na tricks no ye hu abre and ye do time yes so no as you play mpuni bu na afi obi aye free so anya line no
na lawyer we dey mama for we to we contribution ka can say abi we wo so 10 instant this is in free you can say if you are who you transit afa if you are kele now you transit to Amsterdam and so we think about some this area no and so you need to Wolverhampton ha all one of them so man can fi na all ba no Ghana for man now to play no
yes
na ho to my wa ko di ni secret ni ya so no fa phone no free apple ya get ticket for inti na sire mi anu se unu se unguta yi ha woman bi ana so yi di other fafa unya transit dia any pay or direct flight na fafa yes I will ba o ma di o hono no na lo ya di mi say cat to ma cry e kana the ordinary court no the for so 100% only boni bia we say wasiemu ya
that's right
obia ono fi so ni nyansa se wo obehwe na nim di enso ketu adi
And no can
if you dear hodi and there yano what dear papa need book aba so service industry say ya amount for the year nti when ye say the new crabs e kwa na credit best ya that yano ya me be shira na me na nyesa na obetire ko be fa so to fi
that's right
obenya di papa bi efiri okuma oh nti ye ebe ya adisia me nyina se e ba ho aye ni ehuni asa di be dia wote no utiaka ebo so de pa nti we de me fo so onye bone ba bia fa de ko
that was it
ni fi so amode so atro so be da
yeah that was it okay we dey Matthew for some for me so nti me dey I won't spare aga dey say me no me dey ye betu ye because enkwase ebu ya I na sometimes no bi monte ase obu a wote asem na no well judge na wa judge straight away but if you say ne kwan no nti no ye frame me back na o frɛ pass na eja less age na so nti ye frɛ back na ye hwɛ do no so e dey bray na ma media ma tun din ba ko pe vim lady na dey say nyame adom o voice wo phone papa obesi abe phone na ma e kakra settlement, you know. Me confused. What has happened? They say, as you can see here, no, unse card way a different. Anna we so a different. And it says here, no, way bina the bebre no, and the new one. No. Now what it is, they say, minim how almost system ni city, but common sense tell me say, sa card way so be ya. Just almost set up factory. Anna omodi etwa cars no. Anna because of lockdown, mama nko adwuma nti no. E be create backlog because se unko factory ko twa car da. Demand air be nyina no, ana say request air be nyina no. Na air pile gu on mo. Enti no I can guarantee you say, ye you be there November, March and e buy. Ye you be there March na e buy. Enti akwese omo backlog kakra wo ho no mo. Enti se wuti anye ye na de wudi ko kan backlog ne ho a na ama na eche. Enti wanya ye ne de anu ne hia. Na eye de a ebeba. Na se wo de fa justice and law so de a me say udidi adidi. That's right. Enti no udidi adidi oda so ada oni problem. Ekwa bia so e de ebeba. Why? Vim lady, ya chia. Oh, ja dem. Ate, obofo di machi, o shata de koko. O ya obechi o. Bye. Okay, you found before process. Mr. Opoku no, was a lawyer. Obofo show. O shata de vita. O shata de koko. Na obi obejimi bia no, obechi no. Mr. Boku, maybe I will be a church out of faith. Okay, obviously, so Abba, you're ready for the back there. Hello.
Welcome to the EE voicemail. I'm sorry, but the.
I say, independence so ignorant. Okay, young father. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good evening or good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Nam Pachodin is an akase free.
The part from me, Yapoku, because that's free catering.
Yapoku from catering. I don't know when you know Hana.
What I say?
Moon when you know Hana.
Oh, that's
I got a video. No fountain. It didn't material with first some TD. Me say, no, if you say AEC, it's when I'm saying, when I'm saying, I'm saying, yeah, come on, so the Umbu Kuye. Baby day will be kind Leicester. Oh, Ghana say Leicester. I say more. What Ghana say Tottenham. Oh, Basso say Tottenham. Eish. Queen to see him. Easy, I'm all. Aja, and every
no, why I did a lawyer. That's nature, child in my. Now, you are issue kakra. Me me HI and Chabia na your mortgage together so. Now, she said me my quarantine at time will be single room. So now you know me know obedi a me didn't come out kakra so Ghana. Na we need divorce. The divorce no na madam for chance say also me in Ghana because you are in Ghana. Na me sabe no ase. So
me too pa.
Also a divorce no or Ghana ne sabe no a. And apart from that no say me ko find the partner of Ghana. She say no ha no. Me said that will be a single room na my renting, you know. Me said any bills be a media apart from me personal telephone me use it. You know, say me application requirement no any nyoma me the bank account or anything. And then I'm pissing.
Okay. The mechanic say our no. And who ain't here say obey no Ghana and was a bay no hano. A woman say
divorce in America.
Oh, sorry, divorce no. And when you saw Ben Ghana and was a bay hanum.
Okay.
Advice and the man say Mumu in Amuti Kromua. A Kromua Marquine, and my divorce ne wa.
Okay.
Anna more property to sue Kromua, I guess. And you know, it will be a bit easier if everything is done here. Said ya mu go through divorce na property no in terms of how you are going to share it. And who is going to balance who, if at all possible. Na ma sort in
property there your you know how crowd them person being idea ma oba no said them is in crown near him come say bibi kakra me de ma crown me de eba no the support to tria dan kana obey okay and how they be okay with that.
Okay, that's fine. Wait, just a quick one. Me suggest bibi so na amount. Yaye programs kakra bi wa hanom. Na me de experience amenya no emremu no. Anam de kasa same way. Sesi no divorce no, if both parties have agreed to divorce, fine. If we are say there it comes to a point obi happy be different. Enti the motive mo ho ase for the sake of the children no. Moye ne civil aya eboa obi be polite to each other. That is fine. I hope set sana mo be. Enti motive divorce no politely no be akone baby. In terms of the interest in the property no, I know the answer to me say obema niska no it mean the tria mortgage no for the sake of the children, which is a very good thing to do. A dino, I guess it's registered in your joint names at the land registry.
Yeah.
And no, as how you're careful, now we'll share how it has been registered. If it be joint ownership, and if it be tenants, joint tenancy, and if it be tenants in common. Joint tenancy ne actually say e yemu mienu nyina modia se ba hu a automatically no interest no ekode obe survive ne ho. Enti example na me ba be analysis na ba be ye fa ne no property no is registered in your joint names as joint owners. Nyame mfa sama se ufri ma ebe ye oba ne dia straight away.
Yeah.
You are hoping say ebe ye oba ne dia obejai ama oma meboa.
Yeah.
But if you are CBA Timisi, uni ho na sokofa bema foforo e da ne hye ne nsa na bema ne chinchim na dwene a wan hwe yi enko ma ho ebeko bema ne ho eboa.
Okay. Yeah.
And therefore if you are say ese we take precaution obi nka say menje obi ni ba me mum de me de sem de toto obi de beto wono mo se de adaachi bi me bampo enko dwene sem papa ekohwini wa nya me hwe e bia na wugya bibi o enso na wa de akodi baby boni. And personally, if I was in your shoes, sir, this is what I would do. Joint ownership, me check a property title. No? Say if it is in joint ownership, I will sever it. If it's in different notice of severance, you serve it at the land registry. The land registry will cut the ownership into two, so that you will do a will, and on the will, no, you can leave your part, which is 50%, to your children. And to what you say under your will, they say, I am leaving my share in my property number 5 Downing Street on trust to my wife and I said obana what they trustee. And if anything obe hold you for the benefit of the children. That means he say enye dia ana akwa di baby money. And ye dia ya ebe call ma wo. That is guaranteed.
Okay.
And if I was in your shoes sana me because if we are sitting I need to change anytime.
Yeah.
And to me feel that's the only way to protect your children because me my cases are oma twon man so 50 years because oba na e de gidie ko share be manim oba ni wuye no be man ko ware oba foforo oba ne so oba no won so de ne masa be ka ho e mess ana akoye obi ajapade afi na akodi baby foforo enti no e yade a etaisi enti se timra na se a me feel say some of these problems you know we will make the right decisions and avoid them. Timpacho, answer a question now, ma'am.
If I say very good for now, Obana or Ghana now, because maybe rent will be room and I'm present with the call.
Okay, I know there any big deal. Emrani say, Okofa or Hira Nasu Kunaba, prove set or Bo Binya baby ada. A dance so dear, Obana Bema, a number open and beating at them. Enti o landlord no eso ne nekasa na ebi o ma tenancy agreement and as a lodgers agreement e kire se ya ma otumi ese wotena ho na under the tenancy agreement no so na ebe ma otumi se utumi na o yere etena ho no in terms of bills no in terms
of panel rent if the landlord or into the ebe say I'm lodging and
ebe say lodging or ebe say subletting. Until you have to look at the first tenancy agreement in the Ameni panel. When they say provisions in the lease, and I say in the tenancy, it allows subletting. Some tenancy agreements do allow, some don't. And a very important so be established that. Now after say if it allows so which am a subtenant, say lodging, so which am a lodging agreement. Now after all they say any panel tenancy agreement na account, any natural letter account say yes. We are the lodger. Bill ni nyina ba ono ni dimu. Na wa sign no the copy of the bills na ka ho. Na also do ode aka ho. Na basically that answers that question for you.
Oh, okay. You know, big bills na one me private telephone bill no. And one say no na de beka.
O private telephone bill, o bank statement, we pay slips, inland revenue letters. On say every year we are no inland revenue or much letter branco for tax code in this time man.
Yeah. No, me old address no.
No problem. And you know whatever you can get in the new address we are no obetimi add. As long as you can get the landlord to confirm say owner hotel. Tenancy agreement will also make it clear say ABR rent is inclusive of bills. If it's inclusive, no reasonable person would expect you to be bringing bills if it is inclusive in the tenancy agreement.
Okay.
Tisana, your address is our problem. Why?
Oh, okay. But you will give it that.
Yes, so yeah, that was a P.
Oh, okay then.
Okay, one more friend. Bye. One more friend. Usubeti mi afre. Number no 075389695989. Obetimi afre sisia na ososo ya fa and ebo two pepe you know you waste time cry enti na opese ofra this is the time to call enti mama ofra ya yentimi amfa na yebestre mo mososo mbetimi afre sisia amanfo abeguso na embom you can only take one phone call at a time dintia etisa ne se ye program no free enti na ama na ye bibibi kakra wo hodomo ye ni studio because of COVID-19 enti some so fra also obetimi ide afre mo se papa yi nana osai kwadwo wa fresa na otimi nwrem enti na anidie mu ese me friend back eja say
hello good afternoon
most good afternoon ibi na ete say oh nyakopa do me ne mo mpai bo eja kwadwo say na ete say na Wolverhampton for mo ho ye de
yeah, but so you're for
na enewie dey ne bitin ayama
but so every boko we dem chia ya chechi ko ba ko su na laja yes ye chi mi da ja ye chi ho for na me se be frena kan no bisa about me, you know, because you know my house here. I'm having and send me to Falkland to Sokoya, come and no one say, each other is Italy. And I was to kill one country, when you have a tremor.
And your big deal. What do you said if I can't send in an email, me boy. And I say,
okay. The fact that we know the collier, the fingerprint,
yeah.
Of the man and the work copy. And send them
okay. Yeah. Well, I would say you do need say HR manager and patch or email address never text him why. I never know one sort to know me our life from now. I would talk any abridged. Hey, Dion, Yabani Ebeco. Yamio, I'm so chair of one shedding. Okay, Rebecca, sir. Bye bye. Bye bye. You can't be that CP. Why? Sa. Bye bye. Okay. Okay. Obiso phrases here. You friend from back. I don't phone I engaging, you know. Let's piece our friend I say it's me and far me money how. You who number na bit me from back now so I call live on air. You are live on Facebook, Pacho. We did the say na e dey na person obusa.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Pacho, oh, live on Facebook. So I saw live for they are fine.
Oh, okay. With the somebody who I still like to my address but I feel say my okay with it.
Okay.
My okay with it, but never me baba sell.
No problem.
Do we offer this one?
Mefro.
I got the work.
Okay, no problem.
Why?
Yamini born empire. Most of them are CP for your recommendations.
But the new the point I work on.
Share Nicre Dion. Nicre Dempa, Nemum Yadia Kukudro, and a can of cray. Anna Necre, Jamaica for a kind, or send a cray meansa. Who no cray, Mimi Necre, Anna Necre Nancasa.
I know, I rather be program, I very good up on a crap. I was like a being, but the credit. And I was once the Miss Master.
That's right. That's right.
I get the crepa.
Sanity. Why? Rebecca say actually.
Because me too wanna drink like that. I think I was pushing the commenting being.
Mr. International, I'll see action. Why? I'm telling catch. Okay, bye. Bye. Okay, it's here for. I may say you're about 10 minutes. To stop us off front, not just say, why you for Jumedino, you're going fast. Now, after you know, you for Jumedino, and ran away, and after you're going to pay Prince Philip at 3 o'clock on the dot. Ain't you know, Yanko. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon to you. I'm patrolling the Senaka free.
I told me the mommy and bought Mamma Casa free Dawson.
Mammy bought ma from Dawson, ye chachia or your jaws. Yami Adam and a mumpaibo, yet in Quem, the near ward ye.
Yes, I am sick. Now I may buy a cacra, make that kind of tray. Ghana for ye near Huno. Now we hear Juma. Not to your triaka lawyer, eh,
Sa.
Now, why imagine so for your brunette Juma? Near Triaka. Eh, ya papa, because when you did cannot.
That's right.
Men's flag Ghana for say. Mundi won't will be the Macau Ghana. Now, I'm a friend, and I may catch you to me 6 million. I wouldn't be on a tea. Let me keep a big come. I 6 million. And yes, she. No, I'm saying, yes, they said in 10 to your mommy. Hey, son, I was here. I'm saying, I don't know that I'm so Ghana when I 6 million and you're a bread. And you next week, you know, what the other for me to carry it. Now, I'm not taking on one of Casa. Now, £1 Kurana said you is car. And if you mention a TF one of a master of money, you not a pay. Papa, we know. Lawyer, me she will be a work country and say, or buy, you know, when you move power, when you go school. When you're a class animal, one get a couple. But she'll be a movie a country of a time. And I'm saying, yes, lawyer, my idea, and I'm a cat in their manner. I don't catch him so many department in the cool school. Why have a cat animal and you couple? Didn't conform with lawyer, said you work on sit down. But who body are? Many part of more body, a tear. And for custom near women, my mere way, excuse, a dog.
A dog.
We are not children, and to some who step upon us, you are. Or your banker, or your workers' cat, electricity can show cat. Including me, they cut a fire life radio. What you are no matter, you're free. And you have to say it in a dear woman, near Shannon, maybe near the tree. Sad that the granny rather, as to see it here, because who could be here? What you else about a young house only £100?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I'm telling the truth. Now they can have coming for waving told way. So would you have a player, but man, dear. And you're not annoyed, and keep up with the shipping agent, you know. May my introduce some conform on the power. She lawyer. As a soul catcher and some mammy, what to have the offer commission, though. Because you're going to Paco, I introduce some conform on the farm, the fire. And so I'm not for the cat. What did not their shadow?
Oh, Paco, dear, Paco, do a dinner, Hunifa. Oh, yes, under framing most of the time. I just see Dinko Moakama, you know. And a Paco studio with Fieri Power. With Fieri yeah, Nibble said Edda from Pa. Timmy will be Quagana or none of the command. Yes, I a Poco drug in so. Yeah.
You know, that's what I have come for, sir. And then we are saying. But who did you no one show cheap?
That's right.
A ton number. Last week, somebody by the car said, wow, the lawyer can be Mutia. Papa made us in a lawyer, so they have to say, you want to know. We'll see what the lawyer be found out in the cocoa to make one of
oh, for so long. Oh, okay.
Lawyer, I will in the
or they win them.
And so no,
that's right. Or they wish I did now.
Yes, the lawyer. Let's throw me forward to find a call. Then fast in the I know almost on a Joe. Lawyer, so to my dear, so to my dear,
sure.
The difference was church or no one I said I was not here.
On the so Onima Uncle Busa Mr. Poko of a catcher. No,
yes, you know, or just the
okay, yes, that was it. Dear Cosso, Sanity. Yeah, that was it. That's the P. A chabush for in our yes, the number is 07538 969 589. Yes, your 5 minutes to bring the program to an end. Osubeti Nyafre. Yes, my must. 075389. Yes, number near 07538 969 589. Yeah, did you want to be here? What the Masipi? As somebody if you need to her. Next week, you have baby. Yeah, the UK immigration law. Anna Abramo. Right. Yeah, the Nasi Emma Ubiara. Monkoso and support yes. Justice and Law Solicitors. The number is so Your office number 0207 738. Oh, brief number info 0207 993 5976. Your mobile number is 07538 969 Yamfa catch rate and fetch when man away. Hello, Wababelande.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Nyame adom bibia boko na mame mpacho di de say na he na kase free.
Achabi di akos me free Dalston.
Akosia from Dalston. Akosia kwaba na enawie de na woma etiefo.
Me person me bisa a question kakra.
E kwam da wo fire away. Ahade ye oja.
Me person me sister will cancel dying on.
Cancel property.
Try. One be away tempera and or Mawagana, person perform over. But council, they see they more fat Gualani, but because I had no shaman Gualani. Into me, because I say, it meant me next year, like meant me next year, and I was in Gualani situation on one also about ASAP.
Right. It's always difficult, but I also share a tenancy agreement. Now, say when you are at the temporary accommodation, and no, there will be a clause in the contract. The man as a year for only a beer or no occupation. In that sense, say oko rashikwa application now, application will be refused on the basis say you don't have adequate accommodation. And if the situation is so bad, na say owo means no dia ene e wo say current private na otimi e de kofa akra ne ba enya sa so dia e wo say wotwen until say obenya accommodation a be man of the right to allow her to be joined by immediate family members. There is no any other way. TRCP. Okay, bye bye. Now obi so frɛ yen hwɛ se bitimi afa nipa na na afa no ye de dwumadi no idea aba na hwie ye ye on be last caller sometimes nkofo frɛ no muntimi murem a aya na ha adwene kakra enti no obi aba ye mfa no. Okay, the line no very busy. Me say when to me anya die amfa. And I say why busy until when to me amfa. Me sa try bi so to me fa the need na ye ka actually na edi dwumadie no aba na bi. Enti yenhwe so betimi afa. Hello, you are live on Facebook. And I saw person make say actually. Yes, akwanda.
If I told to me,
your tone capa, life and clear.
Okay. Your firm agent.
Hey, Baba so Babaji and Quay.
Uncle Patton Bisa say, the Obia worry ye near. Planny Pana when you're 5 years no. We hear so be yes, academy be a now say, Beman one was away.
Okay. Bermano ebe apply for settlement scheme. And answer pre-settlement scheme. And oya. Your money let a bit say. Eba by email. That's it. Your money card be name wa worry ye ni no. And I say nipa na worry ye ni no. Ono ebe man a card. Ya so either family member EU residency card. And no a card that ye demand for before before 2019. Name omo your application. From the year 2000, from 2019, ban in Biano. Yes, I'm almost card be a so EU settlement scheme. Now EU settlement scheme, no, I know they're okay, and you shouldn't bother.
Okay.
Why? And it's our card be a so EU settlement scheme, that's it.
Okay.
Why? And it's all you be.
Okay.
Why? Okay, I said that was a power.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, and Johnny Banner, yeah. Yeah, the Masipi said this to so much joining us. Now, program is a successful program. Yeni Yankubo Enshira and Eja will be Justice and Law and a Usual Abraham. Now, Opeso be here. Your number 0207 993 5976. And I said, Ubetina Fred number so 07538 969 589. Yeah, Ejuma Monday to Friday from 9:30 to 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. Now, in terms of emergency, dear, fresh so you bet me and why and share now your shiao, now your case amanda de Asunjia. Justice and law, yeah, all areas of immigration and nationality law, yeah, family law, Sasna your commercial property, Sasna your employment, say open legal documents people na draft here, and also so buy with me yama, Sasna your family law and divorces, and you know, say upo be amnet decide my way in our you bet me a dear Edijumana Mao. Say all matrimonial issues, a matter of property, in terms of their ownership, in terms of their severance. Nigina Udiachia, you bet me I say Jumana I dear Ama. And to Yenia Kito Yenia Bakwaba, and your friend the catch, now your page Median and Mena. Hello, Wababelande, Yanko.
Hello.
Hello.
David.
Hello, Sofo, that is a Yankopon Adam and Monpaibo, Mutaye Chidia in Sroche. Osofu bi shame nkomenra o se lawyer o so abofo wa tawachi on shata defita o shata de gon cause na ni abre na wa obe bia so no di jani be gu so o jankasa yes o jadem lancho layemi sanete
dem mese me fe no obo so bo adwuma okran na woka yakobon sha no nyo kese ma me
de dawase
Yabe admire, Yabe Kasa.
Why? Kasa, you don't see Yavisha on town.
Good job, bye bye.
Bye bye. Yamiase. Omo pay a number no. Say Osha screen is what baby actual justice and law now. Your details ni na ewo hono. Enti me cut it na my idea, my pasty na afe no when your friend is saying the telephone number. Enti so person free a mystery P free Monday from 9:30 to 5:30. Ufra eye die ya obi befa cementimi amfampa obi befa na wetimi ayede a ansound na de ye bia se de 2 ye bia no yetimi e de ato ye ama. Ye wie show yi dia mpa cho ofremi a unyame because one aya na akoye family time e was say Mrs. time e de ye me 1 or 2 bi. Aha, sana akwakoye mo 1 or 2 bia so SMA enti se betena be kasa 3 hours 4 hours na ye wie show no na wo sa pe show down bi ma ayesa na entweye cause sebio nyankopon kra no obo wi ase no on the 7th day was wa bre oje na home sasna no ya dakon edu time say ya yeso ane abre I was say age ya home because from Monday to Friday no eye gidi saa and a Saturday so ba ya ba be program so ba be ya so prepare for at least about 2 hours now what's be kasa for about 2 hours what's be amatro for not for about 1.5 hour into be na 5.5 hours echo just on this program enti wie na so sa se chinchina a opeso na make kasa opeso sa be busa question na akwese ye stretch no enti no na edu e bi ese je wa home enti no ye wie show yi na me soso me kwa kwaje ma home ye da mase ese ene moso ni mafidie ne to ha no na mutie de ye de ebre mo ne na next week na wo twese ne ye be sai aide ababiem na next week de sidem si kan ye no be hu se settings no and say background no e different because my program no every baby foforo and I say baby na baby e wo bia no ye say program we de ye ntum ye de bebre wo enti etiefo nyame enka mo ho na onhye moden next week da se ne ye be say hia baby e wo bia ye say program ye de bebre wo regardless of where we are we will bring you the program live and colored nankopon ti ase mu nyina mo hwe mo so ye na monye ahweyi na na wotwe se ne menim say eja no ada roma ye wo another roma obesa hwe so obesa de na wotwi ache de beye musuo de beye ohaw de ebeye bibia ebe ha ye bia no Nyankopɔn enyemfiri o Nyankopɔn enhyira ye nyina na onka ye ho Nyankopɔn ema de eda yakoma so bia so no yensa enka Nyankopɔn enyi yemfiri otamfo no enema wahyehya to emu Nyankopɔn enhyira ye na oma ye meye ojefo lumba ne kan enti midi nyamija obia
your boy.